Yo, if you want to live in fucking nowhere and fuck ugly people your whole life, be my guest. I don't give a shit.
And that's also...
But you want to come to a city with some bounce?
And don't tell me that there's no difference, because Kansas City doesn't have the bounce.
You want to come find a little bounce, baby?
Missouri don't have the bounce. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. It's Feidelberg, it's Clancy. We're here to fuck around. Today we got Shane Gillis. Woo, coming in hot.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard fuck around. I had water in my mouth. Figured spit it out.
We got Shane Gillis back on the show. We got Matt McCusker making his debut with the Young Bull, and it's a good one.
It's a fantastic one, and that's why you subscribe to the podcast.
Subscribe to the podcast. It's a must-watch. It's a must-watch.
It's a must-watch, yes.
Because when you see us cackling, and you got to see Shane doing like his big R-word faces, you know. It's much better. It's much better. The visuals are much better. And so go to the KC Radio YouTube, subscribe, use your Gmail, log in, subscribe. You get all the episodes when they go live. You get all of our clips. You get everything when it gets posted. You can watch it. The revolution is finally taking place.
What's this?
Like, a lot of people are coming onto the YouTube for podcasts. Like, I feel like when we first were trying to push people to do it, everyone was like, no.
Shut the fuck up.
Who does that?
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of people who are like, I listen on my commute, and I listen at the gym, and I listen at my desk, and that's fine. But there's enough people who are like, oh, I listened to you, I watched it, and you're right, it's so much better.
Yeah.
So think about like anything. I mean, when you watch TV, it's better than fucking listening to things. You know?
Although listening to TV is pretty sick. I'm a big TV listener. But podcasts I watch exclusively. I meant, all right, it's a very rare occasion I listen to TV.
When you're going to sleep.
When
you're going to sleep and you can picture the scenes in The Office. And
occasionally, but what I was referring to, because I don't even count that, because I'll be honest, I cheat at that. I poke an eye open quite often. What I mean is when I'm driving, I will, sometimes I'll pop on Netflix.
On your phone?
Yep.
And just listen to the show.
Just listen to the show.
Don't hate that.
Yeah, no, it's not so bad.
Do that with the podcast.
And sure.
Do that with the podcast.
Like when I'm
You
sleeping,
can listen to the podcast, just have it on YouTube, get our views up.
Oh, great idea.
You could be subscribed to help out our audio. Just, you know what, actually, just prop your fucking phone up on the dashboard and watch while you drive.
Watch while you drive.
There won't be any problems.
I've done that, sure.
Get a Tesla and fucking, I've done it all. I mean, you know me, I'm watching porn, I'm fucking making phone calls, I'm texting, I'm wheeling and dealing.
I did that back in the day when I had to, talk about like the marathon I ran, or the, whatever it was.
You ain't run a marathon,
No, I ran 17 miles in a day. And it was the...
oh, yeah, it was like the team has to run 100 miles and shit.
Correct. And
that was one of the weirdest things that anybody's ever requested, like, the wrong person to do. That'd be like if someone came to me and was like, yo, we're going to do this weightlifting challenge. We got to lift like 2,500 pounds all together.
And what they did, too, is they didn't stay on top of me.
Impressive,
you got to stay on top of me. Because they invited me. I was like, hell yeah, I'll get in shape. And then they called me a week before the race. Like, you ready? And I was like, I haven't ran once.
The fact that you banged out 17 is crazy.
Yeah, but I did it sprinting and walking. But the point of all this is to say that when I was driving the van, which was my initial drive.
You were watching. Yeah.
I had the phone chopped up there.
Listen, if you can't multitask and watch TV and drive at the same time, you're a fucking simpleton loser.
Yeah, and if that's the way you're going to go, that's the way you're going to go. It's God's will.
That's really it, and I wouldn't mind that. As long as I don't kill other people. Imagine that.
If that's the way that pedestrian was meant to go, it's the way he was meant to go.
I just got clipped today by a motorbike, like a bicycle with the motor, you know? Not like a motorcycle, but one of those delivery men. On the sidewalk, whipping, doing like 35 on the fucking sidewalk. And I was coming out, and he went extra close, like on purpose, like, because like a lot of times I
buzzed your tower.
Yes, he buzzed my tower.
What the fuck?
To like make a point, you know.
He's like, I'm gonna deliver this pulled pork spicy ramen, and I'm gonna fucking buzz Kevin Clancy's tower on the way.
And I kind of wish I knew. I really didn't see him to the last second. I think I would have thrown a leg out.
Oh, I have fantasies about that
all the time. Because when I've done jaywalking, and they'll buzz my tower, and I'm like, respect it, I deserve that. You were in the right, I was in the wrong. I'm on the sidewalk, I'm coming out, I'm making a turn, I'm the pedestrian walking. Your ass is not supposed to be on there with a bike. Your ass is definitely not supposed to be on there with a fucking electric bike. Fuck you.
I get more mad probably because of the power, because I'm a bully, and the bikes have the power. So I'm like, I don't know, they're kind of tough.
I like that you came out as a bully.
Yeah.
It's time. You've been denying it for a long time. You're a bully.
Yeah, I don't like weak people. I find them worthless.
You bully people. You bully the weak. You always have. And you've always been like, nah, I'm not a bully. I just bust balls.
No.
It's like when Bert came out as fat. You're now coming out as a bully.
I'm a bully. Yeah, man. What do you provide to the species growth? Nothing? Okay. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
But
this is evolution. This is simply me. I am Darwin, the hand of Darwin.
I am
is John
propagating
Feidelberg.
the human species.
Yes.
It is. Without me, the human species would fail.
You're almost the grand architect. This is Feidelberg eugenics right here.
But I always think that when I see someone on a city bike, because they are easily bullied.
Absolutely.
When I see them on a city bike, kind of, if they're right on the sidewalk,
wobbling
they're always wobbling because they're not used to the weight. They don't really know how to ride a bike.
Yep.
Because if you know how to ride a bike, you fucking own one.
Backpack on, and they're like carrying their laptop. They're in like high heels or like a full suit. You can't ride a bike in a suit. Your
backpack, helmet.
It's like,
and I'm like, oh, I could just fucking tackle that person, and they would explode into dust.
Oh, imagine that. And they're just like, and you're just fucking Jadeveon Clowney spear them. The bike keeps going.
Knocked up
their arms and
bike
legs do this thing. They just go flying like a Goldberg spear. Oh, that's my dream.
That'd be nice.
That's where when
fucking pussies.
The question about would you rather have sex with anyone you want or be able to power bomb people? Like I'll throw spear in there as well. Like if you could just bundle somebody and no repercussions. Oh,
I like a drop kick.
A drop kick?
Yeah.
That's hard.
I saw a drop kick once in my life. It was crazy.
To a person?
Orleans. Yeah.
I think we talked about this because I've seen a drop kick once. It was to a goose.
It was great. To a goose?
Oh, no. Well, it was actually, I take it back. It was a person. A guy on campus.
Easily confused.
Yeah, well, a guy on campus at Fordham kicked a goose. And my boy was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, I don't like geese. He was all fucked up. And my boy did a 2-foot drop kick to him.
Dude.
It was wild.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah.
I like that.
And like they both, hit the ground, and he just got up and was like, don't fucking do that again. And the guy was like so stunned, he was kind of like, okay.
Fuck? Is that a goose? And that just happened to me. Is that guy's mom a goose?
So
I gotta be honest, since I'm a bully, I wouldn't defend geese.
Geese are awful.
You hit a dog, I probably won't even fight you on that one.
But geese, fuck.
Because you're a stranger.
I don't. There's something about
that. That happened in my fraternity once.
What?
Someone accidentally killed a dog.
Pray tell.
It was a totally it was everyone involved in the situation felt awful. It was.
I would sincerely.
It wasn't like a fucking frat thing like you kill a dog or anything. It wasn't like that.
If you want to be a pie gamble, you gotta fucking kill this dog.
It was. I wasn't there. I didn't witness it. But it was. I heard about it, and everyone was pretty fucked up by it. It was like someone was in the courtyard practicing golf swings, and someone's dog just ran, and it was just perfectly timed. Like he was coming down.
The ball or the club?
The ball, club. It was they didn't even have a ball. It was just kind of like four plays always posting like random people working on their swing.
But it must have been full.
Yeah,
full
he was in the middle of a courtyard with a club, and it was just perfectly timed. Like dog ran under.
Can you just imagine? I hate to do this, but the sound.
Dude, thank God I was not there. I wouldn't. I would be in a mental institution.
If that's you, yeah. If you did it, if you witnessed it, it's bad enough. If you did it, I mean, fucking forget about it. My dog, Duncan, ran out of the house. This was over the summer, so a few months ago, and was going out into the street, and a car was coming. And he luckily just decided to stop at the last second. But I was watching it, and we all screamed his name. And there was a split second. I was like, I'm about to watch this, and this is gonna fucking ruin me for life. and that was something that that's still tragic, but it's happened. Dogs get hit by cars. If your dog died from a freak golf swing
Can you imagine
accident,
the timing? He was the dog was chasing a different. We have a big court. We had a big courtyard. People
out of
play
all
catch.
the space and all the time.
He's chasing a ball, and it was perfectly timed up. I was not there. I didn't really know either. I wasn't a big fan. I didn't really know either of the guys that well involved in it, but I heard about it, and it was fucked up to hear about.
All right, switching gears. I don't think we need to talk any more about dead dogs because we're 20 minutes into the show, and we haven't even got to the show yet. So let's get things going. Today's episode is brought to you by True Classic. T-shirts that fit. T-shirts that fit well, make you feel good, and are a class. I mean, really think about it. We've talked a lot about the greatest inventions of all time, and we always end up talking about electronics. We say air conditioning, TV remote,
Shane,
internet.
Coming forward, Shane has an invention that on this episode that he he thinks he could have come up with that.
Yes.
Which, I'm going to give it to him.
Shane's an inventor on this one, yes. But really, when you think about it, the T-shirt.
Yeah.
The unsung hero. Now, last episode, we were talking about the pitfalls of T-shirts because we're fat and gross. But the first dude, because think about it, people were probably wearing like tunics and burlap sacks, and you probably just had like deer skin on you and shit. And then eventually somebody was like, snip, snip, snap, and you were like, oh.
I'm gonna weave cotton.
Yeah.
The loom. The loom was a big one.
The loom. Loom versus printing press. Who you got?
Loom
Loom
for sure.
I don't even know how the loom works.
I don't give a shit about reading.
Reading. But I do give a shit about clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
I give a shit about shirts. So, True Classic is one of the best T-shirts, which is one of the best inventions of all time. Ergo, ipso facto, by transitive property, True Classic is one of the best inventions of all time. Premium clothing at an affordable price. And we're not just talking about T-shirts. We're talking about polos. We're talking about loungewear. We're talking about outerwear, underwear, all the wares. They've got you covered at True Classic. Great discounts, up to 50% off select items. They also donate 10,000 shirts a month to homeless veterans and schools in need. They've helped build 35 tiny homes for homeless veterans, which we'll talk about in a second. Tiny homes segues nicely into what we got to talk about here with real estate and where to live and whatnot. But no matter where you live, no matter what age you are, no matter what look you're going for, True Classic is the way to go. Right now you can get 20% off your T-shirts, polos, underwear, loungewear, and outerwear at trueclassic.com. Use promo code KFC and end your search for the perfect shirt. Tiny homes. Speaking of, I know all about them, because I bought 2 of them. And they're super fucking tiny and super fucking expensive because I live in the New York City and New York City metro area. This argument and discussion and debate has been burning white hot in my mentions for 3 days now.
This is one of those ones. It's like an annual one. This is like the stand-up, sit-down.
Yep.
Like once a year, everyone discovers, I guess.
Because usually it's a horrendous example of New York City prices. This one, I just didn't think was that bad.
It was
a
studio
studio apartment with exposed
What neighborhood
brick.
was it in?
It was Harlem.
It was in Harlem?
Yeah, which is not great, but also like not the worst anymore. I know some people think of like Harlem, and it's like but that's kind of like cliche. Exposed brick with
like
a
the new
fireplace.
Brooklyn, right? Like Harlem,
kind of,
it's
it's up and coming,
yeah.
and they call things. They do things like they call it Spaha for Spanish Harlem and shit like that.
Yeah, it's one of we're gentrifying
for the South Bronx.
We're slowly gentrifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're slowly pricing out all the people
all the originals,
yeah,
all the
there,
people,
I don't think natives is the proper term, but the people who grew up there,
right? And bringing in all like the annoying white people who then ruin the culture, and
that's
how we do it.
Don't worry, baby, we'll fuck it up,
right? And
we'll
that's why
fuck it up,
and that's why that guy, you can listen to him on TikTok. He's like, look at this beautiful space, and he's like the slimy little New York City real estate broker who's gentrifying a cool town, cool neighborhood, and ruining it. But it was $1,900 for a studio apartment with like finished floors, exposed brick, a little fireplace, a dishwasher, and a normal bathroom with like a small kitchen, and it was $1,900, under $2,000, and I was like, that's pretty fucking good for 2021, 2022.
That's pretty good.
And I'm kind of down with studios because you just have one thing to maintain.
Well, that kind of brings me to really the only point I'll have this whole conversation. Is that I've been following your not mentions, but your quote tweets, and I see a lot of people saying things like, I have a 4-bedroom, I have a this, I have a that. Why?
If you need it, now you need it.
Yeah, sure, if you have 3 kids,
but
that's one thing.
I've never understood when you see that, like, Tom Brady and Giselle just bought a mansion with, like, 19 bathrooms and 25 bedrooms. I'm like, for what?
You
literally can't even use all that space if you wanted to.
I live in a very small apartment. I cannot maintain it. It's too big for me.
I have a 3-bedroom that's pretty spacious because I live in the hood, and it's like, it's too much. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I don't need all this. And in this case, I actually do because I have the kids. Like, I wanted to make sure the kids have their own rooms and shit. But so many people, and this is, so I've been arguing on Twitter, and then I did it on the Kevin Clancy show where I was talking about everyone outside of New York says New York City is a hellhole, it's a shithole, it's gross, it's disgusting, there's homeless people, there's violence, there's crime, and it's expensive and overcrowded. And why would you live there? Why would I live there? Because when you're young, it's awesome. They have the best bars, the best restaurants, the best comedy clubs, the best clubs, the best businesses here. Broadway's here, arts are here, culture's here. So you come here to try to make it in whatever fields you want to make it in, because the most important of those jobs are here. Headquarters are here, and all like the fancy shit's here. And you have the best nightlife here because you can stay out all night, and hot people are here, famous people are here, drugs are here, parties here, sex is here. So you do all that when you're young, because when you're young, you don't care about. People are like, look at the crime rates. When I was young, I was like, I don't give a fuck about the crime rates. Who
Suck
cares?
my fucking asshole.
Does not affect me at all until I get murdered, and then I'm dead, so whatever.
Crime rates?
Like the crime rates, or like the property taxes. Have you seen the property taxes? No, because I'm young and I don't own property yet. Have you seen how bad the schools are? No, I'm a child myself. You can't even get. You don't even have a basement, or you don't even have a this or that. I don't need any of that. I don't need or want any of those things.
I'm completely with you. I need a studio.
Right.
That's all I need.
I just need a space, and I can understand. I want a bedroom, and so fine. You want to have like a separate place for your bed, but honestly, you don't. For the way I was living, I don't. If I could fit like a little futon and have a bed and a couch, or sometimes just hang on the bed, I just have my TV. I don't need all that.
It would be the only reason I need a bedroom, and I have a 2-bedroom. People have seen my apartment. But the only thing is like for status, so I don't say I live in a studio.
Absolutely.
I could absolutely no problem living in a studio.
And that's part of it too, is older people care about status and neighborhoods and all that shit. Young people don't. Young people literally just need a roof over their head. It's like when you get together and you get a beach house and you throw all your money together and you're like, we legit just need 4 walls and a roof.
Yeah.
Except when you're young and you're in New York City, you're living that year round. And if that's not for you, that's fine. I think that's, if you like somebody tweeted me and said, I'm 23. I don't like any of that stuff. I just like restaurants. Like there's a couple nice restaurants in my neighborhood. I have a few beers a night when I go out, and I go home to like this nice house that I like, and I'm cool with that. I'm like, okay, to each their own. I would just say, when you're 23, maybe give it a whirl and try out the city, because there's a reason. It's one of those, if all your friends are doing something, would you do it? It's like, yeah, because it's probably pretty cool. It's probably pretty enjoyable. So I say, when you're young and you don't care about any of those things, and you don't need to have a big or fancy or nice place, you just need like a bed to bang on, a couch to hang out on, and a roof to protect you, because most of the time you're out all hours of the day or at work. So that's what you need. And then when you get to be older, and the hangovers start to set in, so you're not going out as much anymore. You get a girlfriend, you need to have space for her, or a boyfriend. You have a kid and a dog, all that shit. As your responsibilities and desires change, you then say, this place is crazy to live here. We're getting the fuck out. But that's as you get older. What I don't understand is young people have not yet been old, so they have no idea how to relate. When someone's like, I can't fathom flushing that money down the toilet because I need to be investing in something. Young people are like, oh, I've never even thought about investing in something. What do you thought? Oh, okay, I'll take your word for it. Old people, though, have been young before. So when a young person says like, oh, I don't care about all those things. I'm just trying to get laid and party, and I want to I want to become a stand-up comic, so I want to get on at the Comedy Cellar. So that's why I live here, and I pay crazy, And old people are like, oh, no, I could never. It's like, yes, you could. Well, you could never. You did.
Well, yeah.
You did 15. Do you forget?
Were you never fun?
Do you Were you never fun? Did you never sacrifice luxury for fun? Like, you did that when you were younger, right? And if you didn't, you're just lame. But the people who did, who now like can't possibly understand it, I would never do that. Like, well, either you're lame or you're just like blocking out what you used to do and how you used to do it, because that's what it's all about.
It is. I mean, like, it's you live wherever the fuck you want, all that shit. But I'm one of the few people I think at Barstool, or at least the people who like openly say it, of the original crew kind of deal, who like people who moved here. Like, I like it here. Mm-hmm. We talk about that a lot. I very much like it here. Mm-hmm. I actually responded to Hank at one point, because Hank said to you like, Hank's main complaint seemed to be expensive.
I didn't see it. What did
he say? Was something along the lines of like, I forget. I know the final sentence was, it's so GD expensive.
Right.
And
it is.
But if you grew up in the Northeast, no, it isn't.
Right. That's what I also said about, like, Boston is very similar, right? And
I think Boston's the third most expensive. I replied to Hank, I said, look, I truly did not notice a difference
in pricing.
In cost when I moved here from New York, when I moved here from Boston. And like a couple people got on me with being like, you grew up rich. I didn't, first of all. But second of all, when I started working at Barstool, I lived on my own.
Yeah.
Like that, I wasn't like getting
really
money.
Yeah.
Like I think when we moved, I think I made $50,000 before we moved here. I think I made $60,000 when we moved here.
Right.
Something along those lines. Maybe it was 60 to 70, but it was in that realm. And like it was all I pay, everything I lived in, everything I did, I paid for with my own money. And my apartment, my rent went down when I came here. I moved into a slightly less nice apartment, but my rent did go down by like $400 when I moved here. And then
it's crazy.
Yeah. So it was like I didn't notice a huge shift. When I go out, a beer costs what, $9 or $8? Like it's
very similar.
You're right. It's expensive, but if you grew up in the Northeast, it's just
life.
It's just what it is.
And I also would argue that Boston, while equally probably as fun and similar in some ways, like at least if you're paying those prices, you live in New York, like the big city where there's Wall Street and Broadway and the outer boroughs and like financial capitals and entertainment capitals. Like if you're going to pay all that in Boston and you're just in like relatively those small neighborhoods, right? Where it's like at least there's the like I said, a lot of people live in New York because like you're gonna make a ton of money, you're gonna be have an important job, fuck a ton of people, and go out to all these amazing places. And someone was like, well, not really. Like the majority of people don't achieve all that. It's like, yeah, you're right, but you try to, so you have the chance to like, I'm gonna be a comic or an actress or a singer or an iBanker. I'm gonna trade on Wall Street and I'm gonna make all that money and I'm gonna go try to find the really hot girls or guys and fuck them.
Yeah, no, if you want to live in fucking nowhere and fuck ugly people your whole life, be my guest. I don't give a shit.
And that's also...
But you want to come to a city with some bounce?
And don't tell me that there's no difference, because Kansas City doesn't have the bounce.
You want to come find a little bounce, baby?
Missouri don't have the bounce. Kansas doesn't have the bounce. Minnesota don't have the bounce. And
you step off the train station in Penn, you go, this place got bounce.
Yeah, people like to talk about the city buzzing. No. It's bouncing.
Yeah. I moved here from Idaho, and I'm happy because there's bounce.
But and what I also
you can tell the bounce. The ladies know they have bounce.
Oh, they walk with some
shoulders
bounce.
are back. Fucking
they bounce. When
purse
they walk.
straps.
Right between.
Bounce.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tits out, no bra, purse strap, chest back. I'm in New York. Bounce.
I'm not even arguing there's the bounce capital of the world. Probably L.A. Or bounce capital of the country.
Very fake, so they stay
Bounce
still.
yeah,
We're bouncing.
yeah,
Our titties
yeah.
are real. We're raw in New York. We got raw titties. That
Everyone
bounce.
around here is the heir to the O. Henry fortune.
Sue Ellen Mishke left and right. But bro, that also is what bothers me. Like it's a very common joke and accepted thing that we say stuff like, oh, she's a Boise 10 and a New York 3.
No.
Like everybody knows that. So don't tell me it's the same, because it's not. Because we always accept that there are more good-looking people here. You know for a fact that there are more clubs and bars and Michelin star restaurants and all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, so don't tell me, oh, I can get food and booze and sex in the city. Yes, you can do that literally anywhere. It's just bigger, better, and wilder and more memorable and a bigger experience in New York.
Yeah,
Now,
in Montana, you are. I don't know why Montana's catching strays, but fucking deal with it. In Montana,
poor Montana.
you are. There are 7 people there to piss off. I figure I got a good
There you
chance.
go, that's good.
Of surviving it. But like in Montana, yeah, there's a hot person there. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Right, but you're deep sea fishing.
Right.
Okay. When
Right.
you reel one in, it's like it's hard.
Absolutely.
It's fucking grinding. You probably got to get your boys got to
Hands
help
are
you
bloody.
out.
Yeah, you're doing
Right?
it for fucking 5 hours like the old man in the
Dude,
sea. Yeah.
In New York, this is a fish farm.
In New York,
We fucking.
you're doing it with a net.
We
You're
bring
just-
it. We fucking have the salmon shoots.
Yeah.
Just fucking like
got
yo.
a literal barrel.
One might hit you in the head. Like
Literally, when you're not even trying to catch fish, sometimes you catch them.
Right.
I was just gonna go out and have a beer at happy hour. I ended up catching a fish with some bounce. 'Cause that's what happens in New York. And it doesn't mean that you're like, I'm VIP every night at the club, and every girl or guy I fuck is a 10, and then I wake up in the morning and I go to my $500,000 a year job when I'm doing pure Colombian cocaine. But you want to do all those things. You want to be like Jackie does, right? And here you can kind of hopefully maybe achieve it, and you shoot for that, and you end up somewhere in the middle, and it's a good time for 10 years, and then when you have the wife and the kid and the dog and you need the space, you go. But when people are like, I can get that anywhere, no, you fucking can't. There's a reason why places like Barstool Sports come to New York, and they're not like, well, let's just settle in Austin. They don't fucking do it. That was another thing. 2 people. Wait till he finds out that there's like a nightlife scene in Austin and Miami. Oh yeah, because you're gonna find real good fucking prices in Austin and Miami. And it's not just New York, but it is San Francisco, and it is those places. It is the Miamis. They're all big cities that are gonna be, and Miami has the beach and shit, so there are nicer things, but. And in the same way we generalize about the Midwest, where somebody said, like, yeah, people in the Midwest tell me, like, they can get everything they need. Same thing in New York. And then the closest restaurant to them is a TGI Fridays 50 miles away. And, of course, someone's like...
Good baked potato wings. Potato skins.
They were like, you guys really think that this is the entire Midwest? And it's like, no, we're generalizing the same way that you say that New York, all of New York, is a hellhole. When it's like, I could show you a fucking Central Park West beautiful apartment overlooking, with a great view. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're generalizing, we're generalizing. I live here, so I defend it. You live there, so you defend it. I don't even defend it. I talk shit. This is my final argument with it. It's like, how much I hate it here. I point out all the bad stuff. I've almost educated most people on how bad it is here. And I stayed here. I picked here. Because all of the awesome shit, when you're that age and you don't care about it, it outweighs that. And then you get the fuck out. What's so hard to understand? And that's where it's like, you got to admit, if you're in the Northwest, or you're even just like a Jersey guy, or even sometimes Boston or whatever, you're chirping and upset and throwing rocks at New York because there's some sort of envy going on there. And I don't even know why, because you're right. All of these things should spell out, like, why do people flock here? But they fucking do. Why does Jordan and Kobe and everybody and LeBron play their best at MSG? I don't know. They just do. Why are all the pretty people come here? They just do. Why are all the headquarters and good jobs and high salaries here? It just is. And that doesn't mean they're the only places, but it's probably the biggest one. And so that's why you come here. Don't be so obtuse to be like, why would anyone go there? I could give you 1,000 fucking reasons why.
And everywhere has its fucking perks. Like I like, yes. I can go anywhere. I could live in Indianapolis and have fun.
Great time.
I could live in Montana and fucking enjoy it.
Yes.
I like my parents live in the country, right? And I love going to their house. But when it hits 8 p.m.
It's just
if
done.
It's not in the house, you're not doing it.
That's it.
That sucks.
I
like to go out.
And that's why you need your home to be big and spacious and cool, and you have a fucking movie theater in it,
right?
Because you can't go anywhere. But in New York, I'm like, I'm gonna get out of this shoebox, and there's a bar 2 feet away, and there's a fucking comedy club 10 feet away, and there's a park right there, and there's this right there. Like I don't
bodega downstairs if I want to get
anything
food,
at all hours.
Get food. It's not like I don't have to be like, all right, we got 6 goldfish left,
right? I gotta cook
and
something.
a Hershey Kiss.
You're like digging in the couches for snacks. Yeah. I mean, that's just I take for granted when I live in New York how much you just walk outside, and you're just like everything's there. That's why you live there. But just the main thing that drove me crazy is the old people being like, me, I prefer a garage for my minivan that fits my minivan. It's like, do you hear yourself? You sound so fucking lame.
Oh, me, I prefer having my teacher's kids walk them around on leashes. Most anxiety I ever get in the city.
When they have like the little walk.
They're all holding like a fucking.
So cute.
All the kids holding like a hoop.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you're taking them to the subway? Oh, yeah. Their parents should have moved to Montana.
Yes, children should not be here. That I agree with you on.
It's like one teacher with 12 kids.
And they're just like, put them all on a rope.
Everyone hold on to the rope. Like, what if the unthinkable happens and one of these kids doesn't follow instructions? What happens then?
Yeah, how could that ever possibly happen here? But I will say too with New York, I do think it motivates you. Like you look around. Remember, I think you said when you first moved here, I remember you saying like you were walking in the street and there was like 10 male models just on your way to work. And you were like, oh fuck, I'm pretty ugly.
Yeah.
And you hit the gym or you buy some clothes or you at least try or think so. Or, when you are trying to make it in stand-up comedy, everybody comes here to cut their teeth because it's the best of the best. And there are the trading floors and this and that. So you are, there is, because you have to make that money to live here. Like if you need to, you might have to fucking sell your farts. You might have to jar your farts to make it in the big city. Shout out to Stephanie Matto, fart girl, who has been she was a candle. No, she was what? She burned. What is it? You burn twice as hot, half as long.
Yeah.
She was a lightning in a bottle, a lightning fart in a bottle.
I gotta take my sweatshirt off for this lady.
Wow. You just going bare chest? Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, you're just gonna get hot and bothered.
It's hot.
Oh, okay. I gotta take my dick out.
All right, chest out.
So Stephanie,
Bro, what kind
she
of
was
vibes do I give off that people think I would just do that?
You were about to. I mean, I don't know, bro.
There's sometimes things happen where it's like,
Really?
what kind of person do you think I am? Like, you thought, talking about a girl with farts, I was like, I gotta get my nipples out.
Checks out, bro. Checks out. She
What
said
kind of
she
person
was.
do you think I am that I was wearing a sweatshirt with no t-shirt under it? It's a lunatic
You
move.
always say that. I never put a t-shirt under my hoodie.
Really?
Hey,
I got nothing. I make comfortable hoodies.
What?
Nothing. Yeah.
None of you have fucking t-shirts under
It
your
gets so
sweatshirts?
bunched up.
What happens if you get a little warm doing a podcast?
Yeah, I usually just sit here and sweat. But not as hot because I don't have a shirt underneath.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This thing's not fucking microwaving.
You're in a Carhartt. That's tough. Can't even fit your purse over it. Come on. Yesterday, John was leaving the studio, and he flat 100% real goes, "Does anyone see my purse?" I was like, "Oh my god, it's
Man, it's a purse.
But Stephanie Matto said, I don't know if there's a way to confirm it or not, but she said she was making $50,000 a month.
No, week.
A week?
Week. Yep.
Selling farts. I believe the Chicago boys had her on on their podcast. So.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Like post this or
No, like this week, last week? No? Did I make that up?
no, I think there was Hard Factor. They had
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, you're right. So check out Hard Factor Pat and those guys. They had Stephanie on, but she since has Cinderella's clock struck midnight on this one. She puts them in things. If you're watching on YouTube, that look kind of like this.
Yeah.
She's like holding them and it's sealed.
Let's be honest. The fart jars are cute.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a very
cute.
nice little Etsy product. Jackie's so appalled by this whole thing. Watch her face when we do the segment. All of it looks like she's farting. And she was making all this money, and we see the headlines today. She has retired from the fartrepreneur game, as she calls it, because she had a fart attack.
She had a fart
She
attack.
had a fart attack, where here's what happened. She said she was having heart attack symptoms. She was afraid she was having a heart attack. She went to the hospital where they told her, you just have pain-inducing gas.
Which we've all had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever had, bad gas? Like,
I've
it can get
had
dangerous.
I've had gas that it felt like a knife was getting shoved
And
up my ass.
people think, oh, you have it in your ass? Okay.
Like right in my hole.
Because I was...
You know what I'm talking about?
No, because
that
I
up
was
the
about...
ass gas pain?
Up the ass
like
gas pain?
fucking
Nick knows?
right up the
Up
ass.
the ass.
Dude, it feels like
I woke
I'm
up, I
getting...
thought I had cancer. I was just like, I'm like, this is.
Dude,
I'm gonna die.
because
It's
I
the worst
felt
when you gotta
that.
go about your day and it feels like that dude from 7 is fucking you and you're like, yeah.
And you can't just fart it out?
You can't fart it out, man.
Because I was about to say, when people talk about gas, it's almost like this, like, ooh, he's talking about tooting, he's talking about farting. I think when I get gas, it's almost like my chest, like it's here.
Yeah.
Like it just means like big fucking air bubbles in your body. I know a guy who had like severe pain and went and got like X-rays and scans, and they were like, you can see the air bubble like in your stomach. And you just gotta like
What do you
break
do,
that
poke
up
a hole
and
in
pass it
him?
on. That's what I was wondering. you just like give him a little tracheotomy in his stomach and
just start stinking in the room.
I haven't had the up the ass gas pain. I've had the chest pain. But the doctors were like, you're not having a heart attack. You have pain-inducing gas because you're eating unlimited amounts of eggs and beans and drinking protein shakes to cultivate the farts, which do you even need to do? Couldn't you just be like, yeah, I farted in this one? Like, I don't know.
Oh, you gotta have a stink in there.
But what couldn't you
You
just be like?
gotta have a good
Does she like
stink.
air seal
If I'm
and shit?
buying a fart,
But couldn't you just be
I
like,
want a
I
stink
don't know,
bomb.
when it fucking...
I want one of those fucking things. Like I want to walk into the room like a fucking Batman villain. And
Pow!
just fucking-
Remember those things, man? Those stink bombs are bad.
dude.
Those stink bombs they don't smell like farts. They smell like dead fucking rotten flesh.
One of the few times as a kid I was beaten
For a stink bomb.
Was a stink bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, my aunt kicked the shit out of me.
Yeah, like that's not a funny
Fucking-
prank, man.
It
That's
was
disgusting.
like it was at a rental house and the owners were coming. Like we were like packing up and I was like, psh, and it was like, bah.
Yo, so she had to retire from the game. I mean, I guess yeah, like she commits
What-
to her craft. They're real farts. She almost killed herself trying to make sure that they were stanky. She sells them for whatever.
She's hitting eggs, a lot of eggs,
eggs, beans, and protein shakes.
Right.
I mean, those are gonna be farts. Those are gonna be some stank.
They're gonna be hot. Like when you
open it up, the temperature of the room changes.
Temperature, absolutely.
Like you could watch the thermostat tick up a couple degrees.
Yeah, you turn the heat off that day. when you get mailed fucking one of Steph's farts, you turn the heat off that day. You save a couple bucks.
You use that as those little, like, you break them and they're like little hand warmers. You're cold out there on the ski slopes. You just open up Steph's farts into your glove. Oh,
just
my
a
hands
nice
are toasty
egg
warm.
and pinto. And what I loved about it too is that she posted a picture like she's a wide receiver, just tore her ACL.
Yeah, she was like
slumped in the hospital. Like, don't worry, I'm on the comeback. Like,
and again,
all part of God's plan. Minor setback for a major comeback. Yeah.
But like, what's funny is it's not a heart attack. She had heart attack symptoms because she's got a fart.
Right.
It is truly a fart attack. So like everyone, she's sprawled out like I just had a heart attack. No, you didn't. You just gotta get bigger farts out, man. You've got too many farts.
What I want to know is, if I could ask her one question, how many times she shit in the jar?
Like by accident?
Yeah. How many times?
Man, that's an awful question. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm curious, but like, boy, that is
how many times you
heinous
dump,
question.
How many times you dump in the jar? Are you farting over toilets?
Where she's like, oh no, it's on my
How many times were there
hands.
poop particles in the jar? Where you were like,
100%.
I can't mail this.
I'm sure.
I've sprayed shit in here.
I'm sure that's extra. I'm sure they're like, hey, like you get a note that just says like, if you'll notice, there's been an extra $5 charged to your credit card because you got a lucky poop. These guys are disgusting.
Looking like Pigpen taking a urine test. That's a deep cut from out cold.
Yeah. I don't kink shame. I'm gonna kink shame.
Now, I'm
gonna kink shame here. If you buy farts in a jar, I think that's beyond kinky. Like if you want to fart in bed, if you're like fart on my face, I want to smell your farts. Not for me. I think it's gross, but I'm not gonna kink shame. If you are outside of the bedroom, clear head, clear eyes, full farts, can't lose. Like I'm gonna put my credit card down, and you're gonna send me a fart jar. That's disgusting. Because you know what probably happens? Think about how many times guys are horned up and they're like, I want a fart jar. And then they come that night, they go to sleep, they forget about it. And in 3 days, when you're like dealing with, your kids or some shit or work problems, the fart jar shows up.
Yeah,
like,
that thing's fucking sitting on the porch. Where the fuck's an Amazon pirate when you need one?
Yeah.
I got Stephanie's fucking fart jar. And now do the perverts.
Yeah.
I'll call you a pervert. I don't care.
Yeah, those guys are perverts.
Do the perverts, they sniff the fart?
Definitely.
Or they save the fart?
Well, they save it till the right time.
You save the fart till they're just hard as a rock. You think they fucking come in the jar and mix the fart with the cum?
I think they probably smell the fart and then come on.
And then comes right away. But then you get down there.
I think it's like you just get a good whiff and then it's gone, and then you're like, but I will cherish this jar and come in it.
I mean,
it's a one-time thing.
What I think and what she should be doing.
She should sell coke with it. You should fart and put cocaine in. You should become a drug dealer, and then you could do some fart coke. And then you get some. First of all, you can charge way better prices. You can sell shitty coke because these guys are buying it for the fart, not for the coke, not for the product, and they actually have something to do with it.
The coke,
the
coke here sounds like the French fries. That sounds like the add-in. Like I just wanted the burger.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
You gave me 3/4 of a plate of fries. I would just bought the burger.
Shitty stepped-on cocaine that holds the fart smell. So they get their money's worth of the fart. They can do something with the product with the fart. You can sell it as a drug. You can become a drug kingpin. Just saying, Jackie.
I was saying I was thinking this could be a ploy to really hype awareness. Because I'm not a fart boy. And
you don't fart or you don't like farts?
I don't like farts.
Right. We're on the record. We don't like the fart humor. We don't do farts with our girlfriends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna run out of the house crying about it.
I'm not gonna fart into the toilet bowl like Charlemagne does.
But like if you're like fucking, you're like, here comes a big one, fart. I'm like, what the
pull
fuck
my
is
finger.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
But if Stephanie were to come out of retirement, I'd see what it's all about.
For free, or you'd pay?
I'll pay. I mean, I'm not gonna pay some exorbitant fee. I have to.
You better be
New
careful
York rent.
because I mean, she's gonna she'll be fine in like a couple days, and she'll hear about this, and she'll give you a fart.
I'll fucking sniff it fart jar.
You'll pay for it.
I will pay for it. I don't know what her fees are. Like she's making $50K a month. I don't know how many farts she's doing into a jar.
$50K a week.
$50K a week. I meant sorry. She's making $50K a week. So that sounds like.
Also, if I were her, I would be like, this jar is $12 because you got like a middle of the day fart, but like you got an AM fart. You got an early morning like wet
fart.
one.
Yeah,
like that's like $18.
Oh,
that's $26. That's or like I let this fart rip on Valentine's Day. That one's $100. Scale that shit up, babe.
She's fucking tying the tops of the jars. Like like on like holidays, they do give you like here's a jar of I don't know some shit and it's got a nice little ribbon on it.
Yeah.
She's doing that with the thong she was wearing when she farted.
See, we could take these people to the top.
Yeah.
It's like you started as a fartrepreneur. We turned you into a fart empire. Okay. I had the question. I posed this to Jackie, and I'll ask you this: would you rather be? What happened?
Like I keep hitting my weird. I got a weird
funny bone.
Yeah, elbow thing happening.
Because I also looked at this girl. She's attractive.
She's attractive, yeah.
And she's already posing provocatively, like kind of with her tits out and stuff. Why not just have like an NC-17 type of OnlyFans and make money that way? You're already. How about this? Word for word, I was saying this. You have already disgraced your family. You're already a disgrace to your family. Just do that. And this guy is like, whoa, stop the record. Like disgrace to the family. I was like, yeah. You're known as the public fart jar queen. That's a disgrace to the family.
I think she's an innovator. She's a fartrepreneur.
See, you're on. Okay, you want to be with him? Okay, good. you go with him. You can be with the fartrepreneur and John, who almost took his nipples out for this whole segment. But
look,
you know what I mean? Like if so, this was my question. There was a couple parts to it. It was like, what did I say, Jackie? Would you rather just be like OnlyFans whore, or you are? No, there was two levels. Okay, there's two different questions. One, would you rather be? Was it the fart girl? You do it,
but you don't actually do it, but everybody knows you as that.
Or you do it,
or
just the whore, right?
No, or you're just like a normal whore.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So, like a normal, prostitute.
You're an OnlyFans hooker.
No,
you fuck on OnlyFans. You do all the OnlyFans shit.
Okay.
Or you don't actually fart into the jars. You sell them.
You're just the face of it.
But people think you are.
You're
so
like
when your family gets mad at you, they're like, Jackie, you're selling farts? And you're like, no, Dad, listen, I just sell these empty jars.
Yeah.
And I make $50K a week. I just have to be known as the fart girl. But everyone does know you as the fartrepreneur. And so you have disgraced the family name by being the fart girl. But those who know you closely are like, yo, my girl is actually just hustling. She's selling nothing for free. Or she's just selling nothing for thousands and thousands of dollars. But you will have that reputation of being the fart girl. Or you're just an X-rated OnlyFans sex worker.
I think absolutely the fart one.
Yeah,
I totally
agree.
I will be the Mama Prego of some Italian sauce company, while Steve Griffin runs the whole thing and shit like that.
Because this comes down to like things like it's like an ATI question where it's like for $50,000 a week. Would you walk around being known as like the person who farts? I think you'd say yes.
Yeah, but also you said that here's the kicker for me is you said that your circle is like, no, she doesn't actually do it, dude.
Right.
That person's not getting recognized walking down the street. You're not a TikTok star. It's not like everyone when you're walking into stores, we're like, is that the fart girl?
Right.
Like if Stephanie Matto had walked in here, I wouldn't know her from Eve.
I do that. There's a bigger point to be made there when people think that their like life is ruined because they went viral. It's like maybe the people in your neighborhood like might possibly recognize you, but that's it.
Yeah.
And maybe someone would point it out in a bad moment or something, but it's not like every day is like you're a fucking Scarlet Letter.
Unless you're like the Island Boys and you're fucking
you're very recognizable.
Right.
This girl's just pretty normal.
Ass I wouldn't know shit about
she sounds like she's walking down the street with it tattooed on her chest. But like if you wanted to just sell empty jars of regular air and you could tell your dad when he flips out like no. I'm actually a great businesswoman. I think you'd take that, and I would want every daughter to take that too.
But I also think that you need to have this to become an only. That looks like Jackie recording a podcast.
It does. That looks like Oh, now it's getting tweeted. The picture's getting tweeted.
No,
because you look like that. It's serendipity.
I look like that's a good.
That's a great comparison. Jackie looked like Stephen Hawking the other day, and I had to take a picture of it, but she made me not tweet it out. But now my arm, trust my arm.
No, that's like cute sleeping. That one, like I look like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, but Stephen Hawking is kind of cute. People are like, oh, Stephen Hawking.
He's
dead now. Don't worry. I am tweeting that out though now. Sorry.
I think you need the fart to have an OnlyFans now. I think farts you need. OnlyFans have become like podcasts. You got to have a hook.
I agree.
Right? You gotta have. You gotta have.
Or I mean, you gotta be banging.
Yeah, but even banging, I bet there are 10,000 hot girls, 10 billion hot girls.
Yeah, but like if Julia Fox had a OnlyFans right now, it would cut through the clutter.
But her hook is she's famous.
Yeah, true.
So like if you're a nobody coming into the game, you got to be fart girl.
She's pretty cute, man. Like just have sex.
Handsome. She's a handsome woman.
That's a weird thing to say.
Uh-huh.
I have another OnlyFans, another ATI for you.
Okay.
Would you rather your daughter be a well-adjusted, contributing member of society? Good job, good friends, nice person, maybe even has a boyfriend. Like, just good, on her own. You really raised her well. But she is just a filthy fucking whore in bed. Does it all. Adriana Chechik shit, right? Or...
Wait, this is just what she just has. This is just her sexual preferences?
Yes.
Okay.
She just fucks. But you know it. It's like, for whatever reason, it's out there,
Okay.
People know it, so they're like, they're like, hey, that's your daughter. Oh, I've heard about her. Maybe they don't say it, but it whispers. Everyone knows that your daughter is like, every hole's open for business. Everything's happening, right? Or she is like a skill. Like, you got to pay for her. She has no money, no job. She's maladjusted. She's not fun to be around, but she's just like a nun in the bedroom.
I like when we get into these segments, the psyche of a father.
The things I think about. Things I just sit here going, I'm the Alonzo Mourning. I'll just sit in my house thinking of these things, and the whole time I'm like, I'm kombucha girl. I'm Alonzo. I'm just thinking of all the different sides of it.
As I sit here, in personal preference, because it's my opinion, because I'm saying it, I would go happy, healthy, living member of society.
I think you got it. It just sucks. It's just like
I think that's kind of a thing that like is almost a movie thing too, where you're saying like, but people are going viral and shit like that. Like, I think if you
find out your daughter has a healthy sex life, you'd just be like happy.
No, I don't. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I think what I was referring to more were like people coming up to you.
Oh yeah,
That'd be psychotic.
Yeah. No, but for the sake of our ATI question, yes, it's like for some reason.
Hey Rick, how's your daughter getting fucked? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell,
But
dude.
you know what? It's almost more yourself. Like, forget about them. You're right. That wouldn't happen. You yourself, let's just say, for some reason, you just walk in and catch her like every time they're fucking, and every time it's just something new. Where you're like, or like you go. How about this? This is kind of possible. You go to her apartment, and you see like a sex swing and like huge fucking sex toys and a strap on and you're helping her like she's moving or something, and like two fucking jack dudes walk out of the bedroom in the morning like, hey, Mr. Smith, and it's like, what the fuck, Stephanie? So
Did you forget I was coming?
and now you just know it about it. But she's like, oh yeah, like you're helping me move into my brand new Central Park West apartment because I'm a partner, and also we got to stop off at like the charity that I run, But it's like, boy, maybe you could lose a little bit of that stuff and like not do double anal.
Yeah, I mean it's like every kid does.
I mean that's what it comes down to, John. You want your daughter doing double anal?
I don't know. Like every kid is gonna do something their parents don't want them to do.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
But does it have to be?
I don't want them to
two
do
dicks in your butt.
I don't want them to do. I'd rather them do that than crack. Yeah,
double anal over
definitively.
crack? Yes. What about
For
double
sure.
anal over farts? Fart girl.
Fart girl's funny. I don't really like. Fart girl's funny. We can make jokes
Yeah,
about that. I'd be more
I think
I'd be more comfortable like because you like to make jokes about your friends and children's professions and stuff like that and talk about their day at work. I'd be more comfortable. Well, no, she's not a professional. So yeah. This is.
I think I'd rather I don't want to talk about this anymore.
It's funny. Like while I'm doing this, I'm picturing just a blob.
I know. But you know what?
You're
I am
picturing
too.
a child.
What happened right there is when it came into my mind. Once it became real, I was like, next topic. While we're on the topic of women here, we don't have many ads today, so we can just keep this rolling. I have an interesting debate. Blattman hit me with this. He and his family and friends were debating this. I think it's a good one. Who are, right now, alive, the three most famous women on the planet? Who do you think?
Michelle Obama.
That was Blattman's like far and away number one, he said. I disagree, but we can say.
An Asian person I don't know about.
See, I think if you didn't even know it, it won't be. It won't be.
Well, I mean, but even if I don't know about it, we're cleaning up a couple billy already.
Yeah, but there's 8 billion. You're gonna get 1 or 2 billion from the Asians. There's a lot of other people out there that.
Yeah, but I
mean, if
think,
it's a name you
okay,
don't
how
know,
about that? There's the question.
The whole Western world's not gonna know.
There's a question that like what number gets you to like that? Like what percentage of the Earth knows about you to get you into that realm?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I think it's sub $1 billion.
No, I think it's above $1 billion.
You think it's above $1 billion? Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
1 out of 8, like 1 out of 8 billion. I think it's got to be. I guess if you break it down, 1 out of every 8 people. Like if you had a room full of 8 people from all over and you asked them and like none of them knew that person, I would probably be like, you're not that famous.
Yeah, 1 out of 8. You're right. 1 out of 8. You have to get 1 out of 8. But it's so hard to do these questions too. With just like you got the East Coast bias, the United States bias,
big time. But I think there's more of a bias for men than women. I think women is easier than men because with men you got to throw in the soccer and shit. It's very hard.
I was gonna say,
cricket,
I think there's some like some fucking, I couldn't even tell you, like some Blackpink. It's like one of those fucking K-pop bands that are massive.
See, but I don't know though. Like
right? Blackpink. I think Blackpink is a female K-pop band. That's the only female one I know. BTS is the male one I know.
But I don't know if you might be like people love this K-pop band, but like Blackout. Does it say Blackout Tits? What does that say? Oh, BTS. And then I would put a Western pop star in there. I think one of these people are going to be one of the answers. My list was Oprah.
Oprah's probably up there,
which I also doubled down on after I asked Brianna.
But Oprah's that number's ticking down.
Well, but I asked Brianna that because I was afraid that the youngs wouldn't know, the youths, and she said that Drake and Josh did something with Oprah that like reopened it to young people.
But
so
I don't. I mean,
knows Oprah.
So the American youth again, we only got what 400 million here.
Yeah.
So if we're going worldwide, I'm focusing more on Europe. I don't think most of like Europe youths know Oprah.
I feel like Oprah's up there, bro.
Yeah.
I do. She's the only female black billionaire.
I guess she just did Prince. She did Harry and Meghan.
Yeah,
but even that, like,
global,
how much does
bro.
Europe care about fucking
Oprah? Oprah is global, dog. She was a billionaire, a female black billionaire when like billionaires weren't even like a thing yet. Now billionaires are like a dime a dozen. I did Oprah. I thought about Michelle Obama. I think Michelle Obama is super. Like she's certainly in the conversation. I'm not saying she's not in it, but I think if you ask some of the youths, asking them like who was the first lady like 2 presidents ago, you might not get that.
Yeah, but they're still cool and shit.
They are,
yeah,
and so that's why they're there.
They're like, oh, you mean the Netflix producers?
I'm gonna say like top 5. I don't know about top 3 though. I said Oprah. I said the Queen of England.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
Right, and then this one, I don't think people are agreeing with me on, but I'm gonna stake my claim that I think this is the most popular. She might be the most. Is J-Lo.
J-Lo.
I think she's got young and old. I think she's got international. Probably she's very American, while I think being almost more international with like the Hispanics in South America. She does movies. She's singing. Does The Voice and TV and all that shit. Or American Idol. I mean, she can get you from every fucking angle. Because we did start to think about the Western pop stars, and I was saying Beyonce or.
I would have had Gaga in there.
You think though?
The question was recognizable.
Well, it was just most famous, which we then kind of said by name or by picture.
I think Gaga by name. I think Gaga just has so many looks. By picture becomes hard. But I think Gaga by name, it's a unique name. She does the movies. She does the TV shows. She does the award shows.
But how would you do it then? Like if it's not recognizable by face, if you just asked anyone in the world, like name a female pop star, you think the first one?
Je ne sais Lady Gaga. That's how do you say? I didn't do.
Crazy deja vu right now. That was wild.
Do you know Lady Gaga? That's how you say it in an accent.
Wait, didn't this happen?
What?
Isn't there a story about? I'm having wild deja vu where I think there was like a story about. I'm gonna find this later, but I'm having like a scary deja vu thing. Sorry, didn't mean to derail you, but. That was weird.
I was just talking in the French accent. I wasn't doing anything great. I was out. But you didn't interrupt me. You saved me on that one.
Brianna's answer was Oprah. Hang on.
I'm sticking with Michelle. I'm throwing Gaga. and I'm gonna put I know it's crazy that I don't know their name, but I'm gonna put a K-pop singer who I don't know. She's the most famous K-pop singer in the world.
She said Oprah, Beyonce, Britney Spears.
Britney?
Which I think Britney, when she was thriving, had like Michael Jackson fame, so I think you can throw that out there. And now with Free Britney, she might have some of current fame, but I don't know how much so. Beyonce, I think, is certainly up there, but I would pick J-Lo over Beyonce when it comes to the stars. And then Michelle Obama is kind of the X factor, where I could certainly see it, but I also could see, like, if I showed that picture to like a 13-year-old girl, she'd be like, I don't know. And if I was like, oh, that's the president's wife, like 2 times ago, she'd be like, oh, okay. They are different. They are different, like, administrations, so people would know more. But
oh, I mean, Kim Kardashian's in there.
So Kim K was my initial like number 1.
Right.
And then I kind of talked myself off of it, but I think I'm now talking myself back into it. Because it's also just like the sex appeal. I always think of like my dad, like would my dad know who this person is? And just being like, that's a hot ass bitch. You're going to get a lot of guys who know that. You're going to get the girls who just know it because that's their world.
If we're doing the queen, who a good one to throw in there is Meghan Markle.
Yeah. Because
you know what Meghan Markle does that other people don't do? That even the queen doesn't really do?
She's a fucking shady bitch who like stirs up the pot.
I was gonna say pisses off white men.
Yeah. They'll know you because they fucking hate you. Yeah.
Like the whole Midwest is like, what that black lady do?
Yeah.
Fuck her. Yep. Fuck that lady. Like, what are you talking about? She got mad the queen was racist.
Yeah. I didn't think about the hate thing. That is true. It's like most famous doesn't mean most beloved.
Yeah.
It just means I gotta know who you are. And Kim Kardashian has the infamy. She has the notoriety. There's a lot of people who might have like she shouldn't be famous, but that means she's famous.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve it, but I know who you are. So
because Meghan Markle has Europe just by being her.
Yeah.
Has a lot of America. I don't know what what South America's care or concern with the
like
royal family is.
Being like they don't even allow that on television.
Rich white people shit. Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
we have a dictator who runs our country. We are fucking busy trying.
Like stay alive.
We're busy like fighting for Venezuelan police, dude. I don't give a fuck.
You know what's really wild though? If you're going,
if you could show this to like countries in third world, like,
oh my god,
what do they do for fun? Like they argue about famous white people. Like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna walk 7 miles to a well to try and get some water for my fucking kid. like, what do you do for entertainment? Like, we don't have a word for that in our country. What the fuck is entertainment? We play survival. Is that what you mean?
We play live. We play food, water, and shelter. That's what we play here. When it comes to Kim,
I train pigeons to release when the president is coming to the Barrias to kill everybody, to let off a signal to everyone. That's called the Barrias, yeah. No,
you're thinking of the favelas.
Favelas. Yes.
Well, Kim is actually like 8th or 9th or some shit on Instagram as far as followers go. If you're talking about
like 200 million.
Yeah, but
that's what. So
if you're talking about the most Instagram followers from that crew, it's Kylie. Kylie has the most. She has like 280 or some shit.
297.
290. Look at that.
Ariana 287.
Yeah, look at that. Selena Gomez having more than Kim blows my mind all the time.
I think that there is a.
So then I also asked the question.
T-Swizzy. T-Swizzy's got.
The
T-Swizzy again. Venezuela's like the who?
Yeah. The whites killing it. The rest of the world is like, who is that skinny white girl?
Yeah.
So then I flipped the
shake it off.
Yeah, no, fuck that. You just wanted to do a little karaoke there?
I want to get the nibs involved. You know how it is.
Then flip it to men. What do you think for men?
I
think unfortunately.
I think social is skewed.
Yeah. So do I. That's it has to be that, by the way. But
like Kylie's not in the conversation.
Right.
Um.
I said Trump, The Rock, and I think one of the footballers, either Messi or Ronaldo, whoever you think is more.
I'd probably go Ronaldo there. Yeah. Messi's just like not handsome enough. Ronaldo's got a lot.
Yeah.
But I think Messi loses a lot of the women. We're talking about almost regular people in the world.
I also
people know Ronaldo's hot.
If Messi came in here in like jeans and a hoodie, I don't think I'd know him.
He's very little.
Yeah, if I see him in his fucking uniform, it's Messi. But like, do I actually recognize him? No. you probably could throw Obama in there. Like he's a big one. Also, what is interesting?
Who's the president of Mexico? Balancelso.
He's
whatever.
like a billionaire or some shit, right?
Yeah, but he just keeps ending up in the hospital. I only recognize him in the hospital.
So wait a minute, maybe what about?
What's
Just always in the hospital,
bro? Motherfuckers in the hospital all the time. It's no, did I say Mexico? I meant Brazil. Sorry. It is. He's just always like this. This is what this dude looks like. What's his name? Bolensaro. Bolensaro is fucking in the hospital nonstop.
Yeah, look at that. Wait. Look at the selected pictures. The suggested pictures. They're all different ones of him in the hospital. They're all different.
This motherfucker has gotten COVID 100 times.
They're all different. And they're bad. Look, he's being fed through a tube. Like if our president was being fed through a tube, people would be like, "Oh no, shit! This guy's just out here doing Brazilian things." That's nuts.
Motherfucker's in the hospital. Like he's to me, he's.
It's him. He's the most recognizable guy. How about though? Maybe just go with the billionaires. If it was just Musk, Bezos, like Zuckerberg, those guys might be the most recognizable. What's everyone looking at? Oh,
I would say
those guys go global with their money.
Yeah, I would put
Gates.
Musk as the number one there.
Musk, Gates, Bezos.
Musk has more. Bezos is getting there. That seems to be his 2022 resolution. More celebrity factor.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Worldwide is going to be the fucking man. It looks like
he is. He's getting hot.
Gates also. Everyone in the developed world knows Gates, and then everyone in the undeveloped world knows Gates because he's like kidnapping them and like testing on them and doing eugenics and shit.
And turning shit into water.
Right.
Like fart girl.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all that Bezos is. He's just fart boy. So tweet at us. Who do you think top 3 most famous men and women? Also, I do got to give a shout out to Oprah because I think she's on a lot of the lists. And she is like a self-made woman. Like you're gonna throw like Michelle Obama in there. It's like you were the wife of Obama, you know. Even Kim K, she's her own star, but she's had Kanye and famous husbands, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like Oprah's just like solo dolo. That's it.
Yeah.
She just Oprah. She made all her money that way. She's a baller, dude. She is a fading star. You're right. Like she launched that own channel and it didn't work, but like she's been a billionaire for a long time as a black woman. When there wasn't even,
people say the N-word to their faces.
Hey, horrible.
Not even behind their backs, like polite people. Right to her face.
Oh my God.
How many
might be
times?
live show.
How many times do you think someone's called Oprah the N-word to her face? Like not like in business.
Just saying it. Just like where you're like allowed
That's
to.
a question.
Now let me tell you, that's an inquiry.
How many times she dealt with someone in like a boardroom?
You just said it. Just says it. Like,
shut up,
like that
N-word.
guy did that
I'm
recently.
not saying it. Why are you guys all like recoiling? I'm not saying it. I'm wondering how many times you.
That guy recently did that in like a small political thing recently. Did you see that? It was like a month or two ago. It was in like a political town hall type setting in like Georgia. Where some old white man was arguing, he was like, "She doesn't count though. Her vote doesn't count because she's." And it was just like everyone was like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?" Yeah, this is it, right? He was quoting the mayor or whatever, but it was like, "Whoa, buddy." I don't think we had to play it, but it was just like a casual, hardcore. Turn that shit up. All right, let's get into Am I the Asshole? Am I the Asshole today is brought to you by BetterHelp. If you are an asshole, get help. If people are constantly voting you the asshole in these situations where you don't know how to act right because you are sad and depressed and you're projecting and you are blaming others for your problems and not taking responsibility for your actions in your life, you need better help. And that could be a lot of people. You don't have to be an asshole necessarily. You could just be overwhelmed. You could be, you don't know how to get help. You could not know all the signs and symptoms. And so you need some help, right? But you don't want to go to a doctor's office. You don't want to wait in the waiting room. You don't want to be seen because you feel like there might still be a stigma. You're worried about all these things. Well, BetterHelp can do it all on the interweb. That means they can FaceTime with you. They can call you and just talk to you. You can even just text with them. All the different ways to connect with people, you can now connect with your therapist. That you'll find on BetterHelp within a couple days. That's the other thing. You get set up. You wait 2 weeks because you have to find an appointment. You go down to their office. You meet with them. Oh, I didn't actually like that person. Let me find another one. Another 2 week wait. Oh, that one didn't click. All of a sudden, you're 3 months in looking for a therapist and you haven't even found one yet, BetterHelp, you can fly through them until you find the right one, and then you can get your help all through your phone or your computer whenever you need it, right there on demand. It's much more affordable than in person, and like I said, within 48 hours you can find that doctor. Right now, you get 10% off your first month of help at BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp.com/KFC. That's BetterHelp.com/KFC for 10% off your first month of mental health help. Am I the asshole? Okay. I think this is funny. Am I the asshole for peeing in the cat tray? I'm going to say the litter box. Cat tray. These guys just fucking talk all silly over there, you know? Just a bunch of silly gooses. But me, 29-year-old. Oh, female. Well, that changes things significantly. 25-year-old male, 29-year-old girl. Girl says, we've been dating for 3 years and have lived together for one of those. We live in a small one-bedroom flat. We live in a small one-bedroom flat that has one bathroom with our 2 cats. I'm a diabetic and I'm on a number of medications. One of them basically flushes sugar straight through my system and can make me pee a lot. I can go from not feeling like I need to pee to I need to pee in the next. I can go from feeling like I don't need to pee to if I don't need to pee in the next 20 minutes, I'll pee myself. It comes on suddenly sometimes. My boyfriend has IBS and he can spend this couple. Okay, now this swings things the other direction because I know where this is going. My boyfriend has IBS and can spend 40 minutes in the bathroom easily sometimes. This hasn't been a problem thus far, but today, though, he had an IBS moment, and after 40 minutes locked in the bathroom, I felt like I needed to pee. I figured he wouldn't be very long since he had been in there for 40 minutes. I knocked on the door and let him know I needed to pee and asked how long he'd be. He said he'd be a few minutes, no problem. 20 minutes later, so he's been in there now an hour, and I'm kind of doing the potty dance a little. I knock on the door again. He's going to be a few more minutes. I tell him I'm not going to be able to hold it much longer, and if he could just unlock the door, I'll just hop in the shower. He says he can't get off the toilet right now. Fair enough. Another 15 minutes go by and my bladder is starting to hurt. He hasn't flushed or anything yet. I figured, fuck it, my bladder hurts and I'm bursting. I figured the cats would forgive me. We have 2 litter trays, one in the bathroom and one in the nook in the corridor. I pop a squat over the litter tray in the corridor, have a tinkle, use a kitchen towel to wipe, and then I bag up the litter tray and completely refresh it. He comes out another 10 minutes later and says the bathroom's free. I tell him it's all good. I'm fine. He gives me a funny look, and when I tell him what I did, he looks at me absolutely disgusted and says that's revolting. I tell him I'd rather just refresh the litter tray, which takes seconds, than piss myself and have to do a ton of washing. By the way, spelled ton, T-O-N-N-E. He hasn't spoken to me all evening, and he says he can't believe I would do something so gross. I tried to tell him a number of times I really needed to go, and he said I should learn to hold it better.
This dude's fucking a puss bag.
Puss bag, also... just a hypocritical asshole. You can't be throwing stones about gross bathroom behavior when you were just on the bowl for an hour 45.
Bro, you just shit your guts out for an hour and a half
and
to the point you couldn't fucking open the door. Like I have so much shit falling out of my ass right now. I can't get off the toilet.
Like it was a constant stream.
You fucking animal.
You couldn't leave the wall for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
there was that much poop coming out.
You fucking pig.
Pig.
A pig.
Animal. A hog. Yeah. That is a hog.
But
in a
I love it. But the fucking, if you're in a relationship where I got a pissitis and IBS,
break up.
No,
I would break up.
At least gotta have a 2-bathroom joint.
Yeah, you gotta plan better. But like, I would almost say this is too much. We can only have so much bathroom problems, and we need to go find partners who have strong bladders and strong assholes. Like, it's just not an option.
You gotta get like a fucking. You gotta have at least 2 toilets. If one's just a bucket you dump out the window, fine. But you gotta have 2 toilets, like it's like fucking medieval times. Like
we're gonna get cholera.
Just fucking dumping shit out a window, whatever.
Yeah.
You can put it down the sewage.
How about this? Well, I guess for a girl, I was about to say the sink, but I guess for a girl, a litter box would be easier than a sink.
Probably, but here's my other question here, okay? Because she has some blame. You were in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
It stands to reason you're in a city.
Leave and go somewhere?
Go take a piss. Go take a piss.
Like
There's got to be a bar, a restaurant. Like it's.
Yeah, but
right?
I would say if that let's assume that's an option because maybe not. But let's say it's an option. I would think once you've this guy fucked her by being like a few more minutes.
Yeah.
So now she's not like I gotta pee. Now she's like I gotta fucking pee. And now you run the risk of like I'm out in the elevator or I'm in the hallway or I'm walking in the streets to find a place to pee and I really gotta go.
Yeah, it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's and then you might. I would rather if there's a chance I'm gonna piss my pants, I'm making sure I piss in private. If I go out there and I piss my pants,
yeah,
you run the risk of like a bride. Did you fart again? He's been ripping ass.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
get a jar, man.
Yesterday it was me, Nick, and Jackie. That's fine. I believe that one was just the seat. Yesterday he was just fucking lounged up like this, and he was just like, it was like a fart. It was Jackie. It was embarrassing, and he just went. He went, excuse me, and I was like, all right, the kid farted. What can you do? But then he started giggling, and poor Jackie was just like, this fucking.
Do gay guys get more of a pass with a fart?
No.
If anything, I would think it would go.
Is it like, yeah, I get it.
I hate it here. So does Jackie though. But it was like a cartoon fart. It was like.
I've been waking myself up with farts.
Oh, that's bad.
I drink a protein shake before bed. Wait, I'm like, what the fuck was that?
And you're like, oh, it was me.
It was a fart.
That's Goodwill Hunting shit. Remember, she wakes the dog up, blames it on the dog.
Yeah.
Wakes herself up with farts.
Hey, get out of here.
There's some critter in here. Scram, skedaddle. Oh,
She's got cancer, you fucking asshole.
But okay, so this guy is an asshole for judging.
Bro, this guy's an asshole for caring about piss, dude. You can fucking
yeah.
piss on me. I don't give a shit. Piss in a cup and put it in the fridge. I'll drink it. Fuck if I care what happens with your piss, dude.
But you know what? We do run the risk of I'm with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Got a little silent in here.
Yeah, no. I'm with you with the pee. We can do pee play all you want, whatever. but we both
pro pee play podcast.
We are pro P play, the PPPP, the pro P play podcast. But we're both on the record. We don't do the bathroom thing.
Don't do the bathroom.
So if let's say
which should show you how benign pee is.
Right.
If we don't do bathroom stuff and we don't give a fuck about.
But what
pee.
if I'm shitting in the bathroom? That's bathroom stuff. If she's got if I'm in the bathroom, let's say brushing my teeth, and for some reason you come in and pee on me, okay. But if I'm in the bathroom taking a shit, I don't want you in.
I don't want.
Then
But
that's
I understand.
stuff.
I understand emergencies. Yeah, I don't want you coming in and just hanging out having a conversation.
I think I would rather her piss in the litter box than come in while I'm shitting. And it's not about her. It's about me. I don't want you in there. Well, it probably smells bad. It's making noises like Zach. It's a whole fucking thing that I don't want her experiencing because she's always gonna have that in the back of her head.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And it's one of those things
it sounds
that's
like a fucking barnyard in here.
Right. And she might be like worried, like, oh, I wouldn't want to come in there. It'll be in the back of your head. It's like, it's a good thing if it's in the back of my head. You peeing on me? If that's in the back of my head, that's not a good thing. But me being in the back of your head with poop stuff is like, no. But this guy being so upset, it's like she MacGyvered this shit. It was like a very fucking like smart way to go. If it was me, I'd probably like be peeing in a bowl or something rather than be like, oh, wait a minute. We've got it. I can pee in this thing, and I'll scoop it out.
Cat litter box.
I mean, that is disgusting.
The cat litter.
It's foul.
The mixture of the two pussies is what grosses me out.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
My man.
I don't like thinking about when I eat my cat later. I don't want to think about it squatting over a box.
That is a tough image. Imagine you come out and your girl is squatting over a litter box. It's a tough scene.
What do you want?
Look away! It's a bridesmaid. Look away! Look away! It's coming out of me like,
Gargoyle shit. Well, I mean, who hasn't seen a drunk girl do that before?
Yeah, and they pee all over themselves when they do that. Jackie knows. Okay, so we're all in agreement that he is the asshole here, right?
He's the puss.
Puss bag, a little puss bag. Okay. 2 more. We'll go quickly. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend he was embarrassing us when he started sobbing in the vet clinic hallway? My female 26, boyfriend, male 30, my boyfriend's dog has been sick lately. He took him to the vet to get him looked at and run some tests yesterday. The vet called us for a quick appointment to talk about the dog's condition. We were told the dog had cancer. My boyfriend didn't take it well. He did not even give the vet time to explain to us what was really going to happen. He just had a breakdown. We exited the office, and next thing I know, he dropped to his knees sobbing, literally sobbing. I was shocked because for one, I know his dog is important to him. He had him for years, and so I get that this was a lot to take in, and cancer is no joke. But what really bothered me was how he handled it. His knees were on the floor, and he was sobbing loudly in the hallway, making everyone notice. Not gonna lie, NGL, as a woman, I've never even sobbed like that. I felt embarrassed for both of us.
Pretty fucking sexist.
I kept trying to get him to go to the car, but he ignored me and kept sobbing. I didn't say anything till later after we got home, and he calmed down a bit and got some sleep. When he woke up, I brought up what happened at the clinic and expressed how embarrassing what he did to me was. He looked at me shocking, asking if I was serious, and I replied that I didn't mean to seem insensitive, but I really thought he should have had a better hold of his emotions and handled the news better, but not sob in the middle of the hallway, causing people to stop and stare. He lashed out at me, calling ridiculous and shallow, to be worrying about what other people were thinking when he was dealing with the traumatic kind of news, and was trying to process it. I told him he overreacted because it wasn't like the dog had died, and seeing him act this way worried me. He doubled down and lashed out again, accusing me of implying that he has mental issues and was acting crazy, but that wasn't what I meant.
No, that wasn't what I meant. I was accusing you of having a bitchitis.
I accuse you of being a little... He told me to leave the room. I honestly felt like I probably should not have brought it up. Am I the asshole editing this to say that my issue was never about him reacting like that just because he's a man? No, this isn't about that, but it is about the way he reacted. I just don't think he handled it right. She might say that, but there inherently is some shit like, you're a man, you shouldn't do this, whether or not she realizes it. I am, the internet's going to be all like doggo on this one, you know? But there is some truth to like, bro, you can't be like on your knees like Shawshank.
I was gonna say full platoon, but yeah.
Like you can't. And maybe if the dog died, and unless that vet is like, your dog's got cancer, shrink, and chops his head off in front of you, you're allowed to cry and all that shit. It is the dropping to the knees, and also
it's everything for me, to be honest.
It's a lot, and really not just out of like you look ridiculous. What, do you get nervous about those pictures?
I'm just nervous about
the backlash on this.
Just what I'm gonna say.
Okay, because I was gonna say also, you do this in the waiting room of a vet, and there's little Timmy with his fucking lizard and little Susie with his cat, and they're worried about what's about to happen to their animal if they're sick, and a grown man comes out and is like, no! It's like, keep your composure. There's other people here with pets and problems. You can cry about that at home. What are you about to say?
Well, here's the deal. I just don't understand.
I'm gonna physically separate myself from him on this take.
No. It's not dog based. This is a me thing, and it's why like my number one. If you can make a word bubble about me in therapy, it's just 4 letters, 4 words. Am I a sociopath? And it's like I'm just constantly asking. I'm like, am I a sociopath? Because I see emotion. And I'm like,
you're so ridiculous.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So weird, yeah.
Like I can't confidently say I have emotions.
Oh no, you don't.
Like,
no, you have emotions, but you don't have, and I believe it's the number one sign of sociopathy, is you don't have empathy, right?
No, I have empathy. Because I go...
If you look at people emoting and say, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if you have empathy.
I get that you're sad. You're allowed to be sad. Because I feel the pressure to match your sadness. I'm like, well, I don't have that. But you're allowed to have it. Good for you.
So it's like, you could go do that. I just wouldn't.
I grant you permission for your sadness. I grant you permission for your joy. I can't meet you there. So I'll be down here. I will be at the level. Whether you're coming up or you're coming down in an hour,
I'll
meet you here. Yeah. That's where I'll be. And so like if someone was crying in the middle of a hallway, be it a dog, a grandma, a mom, a sibling, a kid, I don't fucking know, I'd be like, all right. Like I get what you're doing. I would be embarrassed. I would definitely be embarrassed.
Yeah.
But there is a fucking look at.
But like you gotta
like. People think I'm friends with someone with emotions.
If you're a girlfriend, I feel like you gotta like hug him in the moment, let him like cry on your shoulder, and then if it goes on, you're kind of like, hey, okay, babe, let's get out. Let's go home. Let's go home.
You gotta. I'm doing the Jack Donaghy when Liz Lemon is crying and he's got a broom and he's just going there.
Yeah.
There. Like
I've done this before where you're hugging someone who's emotional, and then you kind of do like the like okay,
Yeah.
and you're trying to like separate to maybe look at them, and maybe you're not done consoling them, but you are ready to be done with that hug and maybe like move on to the next process. Maybe I'm gonna pull you apart and give you a kiss, or I'm gonna look at you and be, are you okay? I'm not just like, get the fuck off me, but I'm like, okay, this hug is done. We need to move on. It's
We
like,
did
are
our
we just gonna stay here the whole
30 seconds
Yeah,
of emotion.
Right.
What are
right,
we still
right.
doing here?
Now I was crying on the street not too long ago. John came and found me, and I thought you were quite good at consoling me. You just handed me a cigarette and sat next to me.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't gonna be a hug and a big display, but you did come, and I was like, I don't think I was still crying. I think I had been crying. I had like puffy face and everything, and you were kind of like, oh boy, like, you all right? You were like, you good? And I was like, all right. And you were like, you want a cigarette? I was like, yeah, okay.
And
in that moment, it was what I needed. It was
if
good.
what you need is a cigarette, a drink, some silence, and some jokes, I'm great.
Great.
But if what you need is someone to match your emotions,
Sure.
not so good.
That's fair, but I think the fact that you're even here I'll be your wingman for your sadness in the way, it might not be traditional, but I can provide these things to help you. I think you're not a sociopath.
Okay.
I think you're a practical, pragmatic empathizer.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
That's a good one.
I'll quit therapy right now. That's all I need.
Start throwing that around. I'm a pragmatic empathizer. That sounds fancy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry with you. I'm not gonna like sob with you and give you all these words of advice or words of criticism or any of that. I'll smoke a cig, eat a banana, tell some jokes, and let you vent.
Yeah. I have the wherewithal to know this isn't rock bottom. Something worse might happen. The Bruins might lose tomorrow. So things could get worse. So I'm just... And I wish I wasn't this way. I always want to make that clear. I wish I wasn't this way.
I think we need more of you, I think you need more people that you can just vent to. And
every time I talk about what goes on in my head, I want to make clear, this is not the way it should go.
But you know what
I am not in the impression. I'm not saying be like me. I don't be like me.
If I was sobbing about my dog and you started to like sob with me or really be like, oh my God, it's okay. It's almost like telling me it's okay and I'm going to sob more. But if you were like...
But sometimes that's what you need.
Sometimes, but not in the middle of public. Like, that's not where to do it,
Yeah, like, let's get a bathroom or something. Because, like... fucking freak.
Have you ever been real sad, real upset, but also recognize... Yeah, this is... I feel like I've been like this, where it's like, maybe not in public, but maybe just the level of sadness, where my like vanity and my shame will still cut through the sadness and take over and be like, okay, but stop crying.
Yeah.
Like go home and cry about this. Like, stop now.
It'll cut through immediately.
Yeah.
Where it's you understand where you're really, outside.
Or not, but it's not even like that. It's like, are you really crying about like that girl? Or you're really crying about this thing? It's like, shut up. You can be sad, but stop with the fucking... Yeah. That's
another polyphydelbergism that I think has
don't cry in public.
Stuck with me or ruined me or whatever. Where she would just grant us permission to feel feelings. And it's like, yeah, you can be sad, and then she'd just go about her day. So that's kind of.
I cried one time. I think I've told this before. But I was a sophomore going into junior year of high school. My girlfriend at the time was a senior who graduated. So that summer she was going away to college, and like the day that she left, I came home. And I did like, teenage girl type shit. I came home and I played sad music like on purpose. This is the time.
A little attention, huh?
This is the days of like the family computer too. So I was just like in the computer room crying. Just listening to fucking like 80s like love ballads or some shit. Richard Marx or some shit. And
shut up, mom, listen to Meatloaf.
So I'm crying and my mom comes in and she's like at first she was like, oh my God, honey, what's wrong? She's kind of like rubbing my back, and I'm like through my sobbing, being like, "He's going away to college." And she was like, "Oh, okay,
yeah.
Don't worry, honey. There's gonna be plenty of other fish in the sea. Like, what do you want? I'm making chicken for dinner. Is that good? But
I'm gonna give you the most cliche of all time. You have to live through it.
And that I was sad, and it wasn't like I immediately was like, "Oh yeah, fuck that bitch," but I was like, "Okay, you're right. I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm being a puss bag." Like, and that's not like like masculine, toxic masculinity. That's just like adulthood. Like, I was just like, oh,
reality.
Okay,
Yeah, things.
Relax. All right, one more, and then we'll do a couple voicemails. Where'd it go? Am I the asshole for installing cameras without telling my housemates? That sounds super illegal. I, a 20-year-old female, live in a shared house with 3 other girls. Again, being girls, everything shifts. That sounds more... Actually, I don't know what that means. Certainly can't be guys to girls, I'll tell you that much. I will call them Sarah, Kate, and Zoe. Kate is friends with Zoe. The rest of us aren't really friends. Whilst... Is everyone an asshole in Britain? Everyone in Britain is just having crises about whether they're assholes or not, and they write the internet about it. Whilst I'm on okay terms with Sarah and Zoe, I've never really liked Kate. I mean, I've already lost you, but whatever. We have a shared fridge where we have a shelf for each of our stuff. I have noticed that my food and milk constantly goes missing. I see multiple times a week that large portions of my food and milk is gone. It's unbelievably frustrating and also very time-consuming and expensive to buy and cook new food. I've always believed that it was Kate because, 1, she's awake in the middle of the night, 1 to 4 a.m. I'm asleep then, and I tend to notice my stuff is missing in the morning. 2, I have asked all of them about it. Sarah and Zoe both deny taking my stuff, but Kate gets all defensive and says I shouldn't accuse her when I have no proof. Oh yeah, that bitch did it. I was complaining to my friend, and he said he was in a similar situation and got a fridge camera. I thought it was a great idea. I got one, placed it discreetly in the fridge, and decided to wait a week. Sure enough, it was Kate, raiding my food daily. I confronted her about it because I had proof. I showed her the footage, told her to never do it again, and that she should repay me for all what she took. Well, she went apeshit. She said, how dare I put a camera in the shared kitchen without asking the others first, and how it's so invasive to record others in their own home. I explained the camera only recorded the inside of the fridge, not the whole kitchen, but she didn't care. She has since said she'll never be able to feel safe again in her own home. Zoe has sided with her, and they're both calling me an asshole, saying I should have asked everyone first, even though this would have defeated the whole purpose. I said none of this would have happened if Kate hadn't been stealing my shit and lying about it. Sarah has taken my side, so it's pretty tense in the house right now. You can't tell people that you're filming them when you're trying to catch a criminal in the act. I'm totally on this bitch's side. If it was something like I gotta film who's been like using my shampoo in the shower and you're filming me naked, we got a problem. If it's something like I put the camera in your bedroom to film you because you were stealing things and bringing them back to your room, but now I also have footage of you getting changed and doing whatever you do in your bedroom, not having it. If it's just like I caught you opening the door and taking stuff out and closing it, you're going apeshit because you got caught being a fridge thief.
Yeah, how about you just live your life like you're being filmed all the time?
That's what we do.
How about that? Big Brother.
That's what we do.
Big Brother.
And we do it because we have to do it because our lives are being filmed.
I'm pro Big Brother on this fucking
The man,
show.
I want him watching. The NSA can watch everything.
Everyone at all times should be under the assumption that they are under heavy surveillance.
And really, because
you
are.
You probably are.
Because you are,
and
you know what? You would act a lot more fucking respectable if you acted under
heavy. You would be a scumbag.
And you have to get over the fact that it's like the NSA and Big Brother and shit. They don't care that you're watching some TS porn. Okay, you get over your fucking, your nerves and your qualms about that. They're trying to stop the terrorists and the fridge thieves. Okay, this is what girls and anybody, but girls do when they get caught red-handed. It's like you got to play the victim card. You got to yell, like her being like, "I'll never be safe again." It's like you got fucking caught.
Yeah,
and you're trying to play
I respect
every
that
last
because
card.
I don't.
Yeah, you go down swinging. You go down fire. Yeah.
No, I don't.
You just be like,
I'm like, what am I gonna do?
That's Tristan Thompson. I'm the dad. All right. Fuck it. Sorry, Chloe, and I'll pay for the kid. This bitch needs to be like, I'll pay for the fucking milk. You got me. But instead, she's like, I'm never gonna be safe again. You violated my rights. It's like, no. You
violated
got
my rights.
Fuck
I mean, don't get me wrong. Actually, in the fridge, it's really not that dickhead of a move. I was gonna say anywhere else in the house, it's weird. And like, I mean, you're an asshole.
It's not that weird if you're trying. You're taking it a little too far. But it's not like she's like, I'm gonna surveil everyone and watch their behavior. It's like, I'm gonna find you stealing my shit. It's a very small scope of what she's filming.
Are we really stealing?
Well, that's the other thing. If you could make an argument. I'll make it right now. She's the asshole for going to the length that she's going for some milk and some bread or whatever.
Like, you took some of my groceries. Like, you live together, man. Okay,
I'll say this. It depends. I want to get inside this bitch's head. Kate, whatever her name is, Zoe, Sarah, whatever. If she is putting in the cameras because she wants to catch someone because of the monetary value that she has lost and the time that she's apparently lost going back to the grocery store, you're the asshole. Yeah. If she was kind of like, yo, who's stealing my shit? That cost me a few bucks every week, and what the fuck? And now you just want to catch this person who's blatantly lying to your face because you think when someone's lying to you about that, it's like, oh, you think I'm an idiot? You think I'm going to buy this? Fuck you. If I'm going to set up the cameras to catch you
gaslit,
lie,
probably.
Huh?
Probably getting gaslit. You finished the milk.
Yeah.
I did what now?
Right. And so I'm going to catch. And that's why I'm putting the cameras out, because I'm going to catch you in this lie that you're gaslighting me with, where you think that you're smarter than me. Then I'm okay with the cameras because it's the reasoning behind it.
It depends.
The motivation.
Because there are rules to being roommates. Okay,
And
not
the fridge is one of
for
them. The fridge is one of those, like, you gotta label your shit or whatever.
Now, I
Don't
think
touch
you're a
it.
fucking loser.
No.
I think you're all a fucking loser if you're doing that shit. I think it's
Are you down with, like, everything that's in the fridge everybody can eat?
It's everyone's thing, but you don't finish it.
Right.
You leave it, like,
That's
the
where I'm
person who gets the last glass of milk, the last bowl of milk, is the person who bought the milk. You want to have a little glass, a little mini glass? Sure. A quick shot of milk? No problem.
Yeah.
That's fucking, be
I
it yogurt, cereal, chips, all that shit. Yeah, you can have a bowl. We're fucking roommates.
Right.
You can have a bowl.
I think as long as you don't finish it, and it's not like a special food or
if it's my
you know.
mom's pot pie that she made that I love.
But- or even
then,
like-
you can have a piece of it. But
Yeah.
I think everything
What
can
about
be
this?
shared.
What about this? Let's say we're poor people, dirt balls who bring home leftovers. But I bring home like something like a steak that I paid for. I put my leftovers in there. You eat it and finish it, or not even finish it. You just eat like all my leftovers and leave like a little bit of the steak left. And it's like, or anything. Like,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's
I would be upset. Yeah, no, leftovers
right?
are leftovers.
'Cause it's like, oh, I'm gonna go home and eat my Chinese food that's in the fridge. And it's not there, but it's like a loaf of bread. You're gonna take a couple slices, or you're gonna have a couple glasses of milk. That seems okay. But this is a specific meal that I either made or paid for that I'm looking forward to, or I kept for a reason. Don't touch that shit.
Yeah. The speaking of Chinese food, I've told you this during ATI, but I recently got very bad food poisoning from Chinese food, and I was like puking and shitting all night.
Let's give the people multiple choice on what happened next. Okay.
Okay.
John ate some Chinese food, got food poisoning, puked his fucking brains out.
Yeah.
Did he?
I barely slept. If you'd asked me like, did you sleep last night? I'd be like, I don't think so. I was in a bit of a puke and shit fog. I slept on the. I did. I slept on the bathroom floor for a little bit. I don't know if I ever like hit REM or like really was out.
Right,
But
you
I
were
did.
passed out.
I was like, I can't get back to my bed.
Did he eat just like rice and grilled chicken and ride out the storm and try to get better and like let his stomach rest? Did he 2 order Chinese food from that same fucking place as soon as he was done being sick to eat that from that same place again? Or did he D, eat the exact same meal that gave him the food poisoning as soon as he was well enough to eat again? I'll give you a hint, folks. It's not A or 2. This is your most dirtball move yet.
To be fair, wasn't so bad the second time.
Maybe your body had like hard.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we know how to deal with this next time.
Don't get me wrong.
Ran right through you.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was there. But
Did you shit or puke?
Don't get me wrong. It was the Omicron version. It was. You know, I had Delta food poisoning the night before. I got Omicron the next day. It was all right.
I'm only be out of work for 5 days. Not the whole 10. No big deal. Oh, that's funny. All right, voicemails. Let's do them. What do we got? We actually have some? Yep. All right, let's go.
What's going on, KFC, Fights, Nick, Zach, Jackie, Pavs, everybody else? So I have one of the more, insane travel stories, and I would love to get your thoughts on it. So a couple years ago, I was on a flight, and I drew the short end of the stick, so I was in the middle seat, whatever. But the person that was sitting next to me in the aisle seat was someone who was about the same size as Frank the Tank. And before they sat down, they stood in the aisle and they looked down at their seat and then they looked at me, and something in their head was like, I can bully this kid. And they were right. But before they sat down, they lifted the armrest that separated the seats and then sat down. I obviously didn't say anything, just kind of put my headphones in, did my best to go to sleep. But so I think about that all the time. It was the worst flight experience I've ever had. So I guess what is the craziest thing that you've seen somebody do, like on a flight, or that somebody could do while traveling? Thanks.
what happened?
Fuck.
They put up the seat.
He took away the seat rest, the armrest.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Well, that's quite a life you got there, white man.
That was, dude,
And this has been the hardest thing that's ever happened to me.
John, he prefaced that. He said the most insane travel story ever.
I just want to say I've had this happen, and I let that happen because the guy was just too big.
Yeah.
And then the flight attendant came in and was like, "No, you have to put that down." And this guy was it was like pushing dough up against.
Yeah, I mean, when you're like hitting
so
like
bad.
it's like you're squeezing in there like Scott Calvin through those tiny chimneys.
We got in the air. I was like,
You can
do
put
you
it
want
up.
to put it up? And he's just like, I mean, at this point, I'm like,
Well, at that point, it's probably just as hard to get it back up.
The Hoover Dam's holding it all in.
I've one finger in there. I've chronicled this. This is one of the blogs, like I think one of my early like Hall of Fame OG blogs is talking about
great. Vegas,
establishing establishing dominance in the armrest situation where. I mean, there was a guy who was, I don't even remember the details. I want to go back and read it, where he was clearly just trying to bully me out of the spot, and I was just not having it. And I was like, we were basically arm wrestling, like elbow to elbow and pushing, and then like he had to eventually get up, and I was like, it's mine, motherfucker.
Despite my bullyiness,
You're
I'm bitch.
Oh yeah, it's funny that you're a bully because you're bitch made.
I'm
You're
also
so
bitch
made.
Yeah,
it's funny because John, your father, and Polly's certainly not bitch, but those genes came together and popped out bitch made.
Like I'll fucking say this. I don't care. Like it just doesn't. It's like living in a studio apartment. If I had the space, sure, I'd sprawl out, but it does not bother me.
Also, isn't it just easy enough though to be like, you go front, I go back? Like let's be civilized here,
yeah. Sometimes I'll just hook it back.
And it does suck. It's like if you want to be lean back, and so I'm going for the back, and they're trying to do the same thing, and so I got to be forward. There is some inconvenience. I do think if a skinny person sat down and was just like, neither of us get it, that would be crazy. Fat person has a reason, and I think it's almost like kind of better for both of you.
Yeah, like I'll just use
if your fat's not like spilling over. There is a way to get bullied and be bitch made and walk out of a flight being emasculated because of the armrest. That's not really it in my mind. It's more if like you have made it clear that you want to rest your arm here, and someone else comes in there and is just like, nope, my spot, and then you don't do shit about it.
I would just sit there. I'd be like, you are so weird. You care that much about that. Mm-hmm. Like it is like I'd motherfuck you in my head, but I'd be like, you're a fucking loser if you're like you're really trying to fucking push me off this thing.
I've done it. But I've done it as like when we go to Vegas, you get the TV as like a 4-year-old man. I was like, if I don't get this fucking armrest, I'm gay. Now, I'm like, whatever, dude. I hope the plane crashes.
Yeah.
My arm's going to be a little uncomfortable for a little while. I'm hoping we hit the mountains, okay?
Now, I have bigger concerns. My girlfriend's dog just got cancer, and I had to watch her cry in the hallway.
Little does she know that I hit it with a golf club.
But I am happy we got this voicemail because it does bring me to something that was quite the rage on the internet over the weekend, I believe.
What's that?
Our pal Trent on the plane with his bangers and mash.
I've never laughed so hard in my life.
It was
the picture of him. Decisions were made and they were not good. Trent and the foreplay guys were flying where? It was a long flight, right? It was back from Arizona. So Arizona back to New York. That's about like a 4-hour flight. Pre-meal flight. Pre-flight meal. Foreplay boys sit down. Big Daddy Trent orders bangers and mash.
What airport even serves bangers
and when?
So I was with them. It wasn't in the airport. It was like we went to a bar before him because we had 5 hours to kill before.
Okay.
Thing.
Well, that's also there's a 5-hour window beforehand.
But this was like this ended. Well, we had 5 hours, then we didn't because it was a whole fucking thing. But anyways. He was like, he's like, oh, bangers and mash. Like, I didn't know, like, he had never had it before. So there was a whole conversation beforehand. It wasn't like all of a sudden he was like, oh, that's what I'm getting. And so I don't think Frankie realized what was happening because then they brought it out. And first of all, it was just so many more beans than we thought it was going to be.
What is bangers and mash?
I think it's just sausage and mashed potatoes.
It's sausage and mashed potatoes. And there's it said like some beans, but we thought it was just like on the side. But it was just all covered in beans. And so Frankie just goes, what the fuck did you just order?
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
And he just lost he lost his brain.
I mean before you're getting on a flight to have sausage links and a bowl of beans and mashed potatoes.
Now I'm with Big Daddy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. I'm eating what I want to eat. Okay?
Oh, I'm not worried. Well,
like I'm not like I'm about to get on a flight. I might fart. I don't care. I want bangers and mash.
No, I don't give a shit about that. I'm like, I'm gonna get on the flight. I'm gonna shit myself.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that.
I'm gonna be over the bowl in a tiny airplane bathroom for 4 hours.
Bro, I
don't give a shit about other people. I don't give a fuck about other people, especially on a plane. I am so sick of people getting on planes and being openly vocal about how something is inconveniencing their time. That you don't like if I put my seat back. You don't like if the kid's crying. You don't like if I had a meal beforehand and I'm farting. We're trapped in a fucking pressurized tin can that's going to go 30,000 feet in the air, and they're going to throw us to the next city. It's not going to be enjoyable. It's not like I'm coming into your home where you're supposed to be curled up in your nice comfortable bed, and I'm fucking with your pillows, and I'm farting on your face, and I'm putting my baby in your face. It's a uncomfortable thing for 4 hours that we're all suffering through to be able to get from point A to point B. It's not about your comfort and making sure the entire flight is customized to your liking, you fucking assholes.
You know who I hate the most? Is the people. I hate the people who hate the people who stand up.
Yeah.
People are like, what do you do? Like,
yeah. That's become like Bacon and Morgan Freeman.
It's like, oh, someone gets up after a flight. I'm 6'2", 220 pounds. I've been cramped into this fucking seat. I'm just standing up. I'm not grabbing my bag and sprinting for the front.
That's what
I'm
people
just
don't
fucking
get.
standing up.
People don't understand the difference between just standing up and wanting to leave. I want to stretch my legs.
Like I've been sitting down for 4 hours.
Right.
Everyone go on a rest stop where you drive in a car with plenty of leg room for an hour and a half, and you get out and you go, and everyone does that.
Yeah.
I've been cramped for 4 hours.
Totally with you.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna fucking stand up.
Now I do.
The second I'm allowed to stand up, I'm going to stand up.
I do think it's funny when you see people doing this over the fucking overhead. You're standing there like this, and it's like, just sit back down. If you're trying to get out, you are an idiot. You're an asshole. I even think complaining about, you take a picture of that and you post it, it's like, we've done this before. There are weird assholes who think that somehow they're gonna be able to run off the plane ahead of you. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna wait. But also complaining about it and making a joke about it now has become cliche. But also the guy like myself who's just standing up, getting my shit out, getting ready.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be ready to walk when we can walk.
I had a laptop out or a tablet. I'm putting it back in my bag or getting something out of my bag. It's like, I just wanted to stand up. No, I'm not an asshole.
People like death sentence to these people. Like, I stood up.
Yeah,
so my legs were sore. Even if I'm now I'll stand up, no questions asked. If I'm under one of the baggage things,
Sometimes I do this thing where I kind of turn sideways and I kind of rest my arms on the two.
Yeah.
And you're kind of down.
I'll stand up, and if it goes too long, I'll sit back down.
Yeah.
But I have to stretch a little bit.
And if it inconveniences somebody, somehow if I'm touching someone or getting in their way or anything like that, then I stop immediately. I wouldn't do it at all. But if it's just not affecting anybody, and I want to stand up because, like you said, we're taller than most of the short people out here complaining about that shit. Fuck you guys.
For the trend thing?
But all of it falls under the umbrella of like, yes, airplanes with a couple hundred other strangers are not custom made for your liking.
I've been on a plane before.
Sorry, the baby thing drives me fucking crazy. It's like, if you've ever been on a plane where there's a baby crying in your ear, it's a horrible experience, yes. And then when people are like, babies should not be able to fly. And it's like, I've got to get my family somewhere, dude. Like, I guess if you're like commuting daily with your baby, it's kind of weird. But if there's like been a death or there's a reason or it's the holidays or something, it's like, humans need to travel, and this human belongs to me. It's got to come with me.
Yeah, babies I don't care about. Babies I'm like, I've said it before.
Unless it's like directly in your ear, between your own headphones and your own fucking experience, it's like, is it that bad that you are? I mean, I had that fight with Dave a million times on radio where he was like, there should be no children around me ever. And then once you become I also used to be like, as long as the parent is like making an effort, kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying, I know, guys, this is bad. Then once I went through it, I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm sitting here on my phone because this noise, this crying, it's white noise to me. I don't even shit anymore. This is your problem now. My kid's gonna cry. Deal with it, assholes.
But what did you say with Trent? I've been on flights before. I've been on a flight before. I was flying from Portugal, I think, where I ate like fish right beforehand, like swordfish, like worms and shit in it. And I was in the bathroom, like fucking, like phone. I had my pants around my ankles. I had my phone like resting in my boxers, just so I could see the time. I was watching every minute, being like, all right, I got 60 seconds. Like that dude with IBS. I'm like, I got to get all this out of me in 60 seconds. And I didn't. And so I was like, I gotta get up and fucking waddle to the plane. So I'm on the plane. I'm farting my fucking brains up, bro. Fucking farting nonstop. Altitude gets you, and it's pushing it down. And I'm sitting on the fucking thing, farting, and I'm in my own head at this point. So I'm thinking it's a bench. Some flights have it's like a bench. All the chairs are connected.
Kinda.
Yeah, like it's like one flat seat for like the 3 people or whatever.
I don't think I've seen that much, but okay.
I
mean, I can envision what you're talking about.
Yeah, and maybe I wasn't even like picturing that, but that's what I was picturing. But maybe it's not as common as I thought it was. But it's just because I was in my own head about having anxiety about farting so much, and then my hand kind of just fell down, and I realized that we had separate seats, and that therefore they could not be feeling the vibrations.
Oh, you thought you were ripple farting.
And I was like, oh, I don't give a
Oh, now I'm just ripping.
fuck anymore.
Now I'm ripping.
But it did get to be so bad that once the fart started stinking, I was like, everyone knows.
Well, here's the thing.
Like they might not feel it,
Again,
but they can
on a plane,
taste it.
On a plane, there's a lot of
Smells.
suspects.
Yeah,
there's a lot of smells. There's other suspects.
there's not so many suspects. You're like when you fart. Now you might be able to convince you think when you're the one who farted, your head goes. Everyone knows it.
What do you subscribe to? Whoever's denied supply, or whoever smelled it, dealt it, all that. I do not believe in whoever smelled it, dealt it. I will real quick go, oh my God, you guys smelled that?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I won't do that, but I also won't. But I will deny it.
You know what?
I'm like, I wasn't
Can you
me.
believe these animals? Here's what I'll do. I rip ass on a plane, and it starts to smell. Here's what I'm doing. I'm reading the Sky Mall. This guy's on his phone, whatever. But we all kind of see each other peripherally, right? And I would go. And I'm not gonna touch you or bring it up, and oh my God! And then some other guy's gonna go like, yeah, you're right. Oh my God! I think it hurt. And the whole time, it was me, Austin. It was me.
Well, what I learned was that if you hold it in, you end up burping it out.
Yeah, that's a Feidelberg.
I don't know if that's scientific.
Yeah, when you say that's what I learned, it's something that you've said multiple times on the podcast to the point that you believe that a different person said it.
That is exactly how I know most things.
Yeah.
It's something I created.
It's just you have said it multiple times. To the
I
point
have
that you think
accepted.
it's a
I
source.
accept myself.
It's like, what's your source? I don't know. I can't remember.
Someone told me
it's
one
you.
time. Yeah.
Someone did tell you something.
But what you need, what you need on a plane is a fat person.
Because then
everyone was a fat
now
person.
I feel bad because that happened to double Avocadon a lot. That anytime there's a fart on the plane, everyone looks at Big Ev and he says it's prejudice.
It is.
And when I see Glenny talking about
an accepted
the fats,
form of prejudice.
It is a cross you have to bear as a fat. The same way that
it's like people who get mad about babies on planes. You don't want to get richer.
Yeah,
right. Same people like, oh, there's 2 people in the gym. Okay, fine, get your own fucking gym. Or on New Year's.
But wait, so how does this translate? You don't want to get blamed for get skinny.
Get skinny.
Got it. Okay. Now, what is there something that balances out? Is it kind of like, hey, listen, you're a fat, so you're gonna have to deal with the fact that people think you fart, but in exchange, XYZ. Is there any good to being a fat that we can say, hey, this is in exchange for the fact that what? Or is it just like being fat has a lot of drawbacks and no positives? Because it could be that.
I would say
I think I'm prone to laugh at fat people more. It's like, hey, you're like automatically kind of funny when you're fat.
I would say
and
that
in exchange, people think you farted.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And also you're gonna have heart problems.
There's no balancing that one out.
No, but
just like you're gonna die early.
That's just an extra.
Yeah.
It's like we will laugh at you, but it's probably fart, and also
you're gonna die.
Your carotid artery is gonna be working overtime for a long time.
Last one, right? This is the third one.
2 more.
Oh, 2
we
more?
only did one.
We'll
No, we did 2, right?
Let's just do one more.
We only did one. Do the other one.
What's up, KFC Radio? Being Girl. We need to bring that back, but we're both blasted.
Yeah.
She's new. This is my first video voicemail. And
new to the podcast, or like new to him, or is he driving?
Work with me for a second.
No, he's not.
So, let me put this in story for you first. So I was walking my dog, and my dog was trying to shit on someone's lawn, but they were bringing in their garbage cans. So I just kind of like tugged the dog with me until they walked away, and then I let her shit on their lawn. But if I would have done that, like I would have been pissed at them. So like, the question is, what is one thing that like you do all the time when no one's looking, but get pissed whenever you see someone do? Let me know.
It's a great question. There's a funny video. Homegirl wanted her shine.
So by the way, I am hot.
She was like serving looks, right?
Yeah.
She, as long as she's over 18, she was hot.
He can talk about this dog shitting thing.
Yeah, if
she's
she's
I'm
attractive.
I'm a stereotypically attractive person.
Yeah, as long as she is 18, she has great hair and like she has like a look that's like, yeah, that's right. I know this. I have a great answer for this one. This is something. What did you say?
I didn't think there was any chance she was under 18.
I don't think there is either, but you never know.
He said drunk. I'm Akon in this one.
Gotta be 21. Gotta be 21. I mean, it is a horribly immature thing to do, you know. Get drunk and call our show and talk about dog shitting and stuff, you know. I know the answer though. A good one is whatever you are in the moment, you hate the other one, pedestrian driver. You know, if I'm jaywalking, I'm like, I love jaywalking. If someone else is kind of getting in the way when it's my right of way, I'm like, get the fuck out of the road, man. I cut people off, but when they cut me off, I want to kill them. You know, whatever happens on the road, the grass is always greener, or the other side of the coin, or whatever you want to call it.
Did I tell you about the time? I don't think I did this. It was recent. It was fairly recent. It was actually for a while ago. It's surprising I haven't told you about this. When I hit the car with my umbrella.
No.
Yeah. So
cut it close and you whacked it?
I was walking in the rain, and I remember the street. It was 18th Street. Motel Morris was right across the street, and I was crossing the street. I was like 100% undoubtedly correct here. It was I had the white guy being like
the white man walking
the white walk
the
signal.
White man says I can go.
And this car, I guess it was like behind like a U-Haul or something like that, and they were trying to take a left on 18th. Okay. And because of it behind the U-Haul, they didn't see the light, so they thought like
got it. So they just went,
and then they were like got angry and like swerved around it, and then like cut, and it was raining. That's why the umbrella. And then they saw me in the crosswalk, and like slam on the brakes, but skid because it was raining. And I was like, what the fuck? And like they were already apologizing. They were like, oh my god, like they knew it was their fault. They're like, oh my god.
But you had already started.
I already started swinging it
with an open umbrella.
But like swinging an open umbrella is really hard.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like, yeah, and like it I don't know, tinked off the car, and like it was a woman driving with like, our whole family in the car. She's like, I'm so, what
the fuck, man?
Like, she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just kept walking.
Your umbrella's all flipped, like mangled, flipped inside out. Yeah.
Trying to catch the wind.
And if I know you, it's probably a pretty crappy umbrella, right? You don't have a good one.
Oh yeah, of course.
You got like a fucking $5 one you bought off the guy in the corner. So it's like
one day it started dumping rain. I bought a $3 umbrella that somehow survived.
Yeah. That's up there though. And then if you were driving, it would have been, you know. You totally just flip spots there. Also, I feel like at bars, I don't know. I do kind of feel like I live by like bar etiquette and code of how to get to the bar and order a drink and stuff. But sometimes, like if I put it this way, if you're at the bar and I'm like a row back, but I make eye contact with a bartender because I'm like paying attention more, like I'm ordering. You know what I mean? Like even if it's, but if I'm in front and some guy's getting drinks behind me, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
But it's like kind of your fault because like I was paying attention to the point that I made eye contact and you were over here and I was like, yeah, 2 more or whatever. But it depends on where I am in that spot because if I fought my way to the front and then someone behind me gets a drink, I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. The fucking
the plane is a good one too. Like stand up, or you know, if you're sitting down, you're like fuck that guy. But if your legs are tired, or you want to stand up, you're like I'm just gonna stand up.
That dude's story that's what stuck out to me more. That's happened to me a million times.
He just didn't let the dog shit on their lawn.
When you're like, whoa, not here.
Yeah.
But then you don't understand the words I'm saying, but like just hold it for like 5 more seconds.
Right,
you
can do it.
Yeah. Or like when
but also
like,
don't you pick it up? You don't pick up?
Oh, I know, I pick up, but like
so then to me it's like if they're I'm like,
even
I'm gonna pick it up, don't worry.
Even if someone's lawn, I
like
would be weird about it.
It's like you picked it up, but there's still like shit residue on my grass, dude.
Yeah.
Like if my kids roll around on this tomorrow.
Or fucking sometimes you forget a bag, or they take the double dump, and you're like, I just brought one bag. What the fuck?
I'll definitely. I've done like I make a production of like they're pooping, the dog's pooping, and I go into like the little little thing I have, and I'm like, I'm opening this, untwisting. Oh no, there's no bag. Like something to let the people know I at least kind of tried.
Dude, I had one time I was walking Maddie, and she had just wet shit, and I was like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
it's a piss, but it's just came out.
Just rub it into the grass.
And I was like, I turned it into a game. I was like, all right, girl, let's go. And we
run. Yeah.
But I mean that situation is hard. Like when you're when you hate the other person, like that's most things I do in my life. But like nothing really sticks out just because everything's like annoying.
Yeah.
Like I would guess the number one, and it doesn't really translate. Being on a show like this, where when I'm in a car and I'm listening to a radio show, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and play music because music is better than you talking. But then I come on a show and I talk for 3 hours.
I got one. On a show, if I'm listening to the show and you're eating, I'm like, this is awful. And then if I'm doing the show, I'm like, fuck you, I'm hungry, dude. Yeah. I gotta eat. Deal with it. Deal with the sound in your ears. All right, interview time. This is a long one, and we should have just made this a short one to get to the good shit. This is a good podcast. Yeah. That was a good podcast, and now it's gonna get better because undoubtedly the four of us, me, John, Gillis, and McCusker, is a fucking trip. So, let's go listen and be on the lookout for their ATI on Monday, right? Monday, yeah. Monday evening, Gillis and McCusker answer the internet together. It's fucking awesome. So it's Gillis and McCusker a week for the next few days here at KFC Radio. Let's talk to them. I'll do it with you. I don't want to do it like Barstool wide though. But like if I had the lowest T in this room, I'd be like, whatever.
You guys should do that annually and fire that guy.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
That would be good. That would be good for the misogyny tag. Barstool Sports fires the lowest testosterone member of the team every year.
And it's ritually fire one girl.
Everyone starts doing steroids, just get fucking jacked.
You know how sick Barstool would be if you guys
I was gonna say,
all started doing roids?
We go back to the golden days of Barstool real quick if everyone was just roided up.
This office
I'm bringing the word cunt back.
When everybody, that was a classic. That was back when Portnoy had tea.
Yeah.
I'm bringing
I think
cunt
he's
back.
got some tea, dude. I've been watching. I've been checking him out. Dude. He's got tea.
You think it's exogenous?
He's got the highest tea I've ever seen.
Probably.
He's up there.
He starts going crazy. This is 2007 now. This video comes out. Like from January to February, there's like 4 million views on this video. It's
that's like on Facebook or
this is YouTube.
MySpace or YouTube. So YouTube's like 06 is really when it really. So
right.
Like you're early. We're
talking
like one of the first viral
yes.
videos as far and as a creator, like viral videos of like. We captured this silly thing on, but trying to make a video. Who told you to put it on YouTube?
Nobody. I didn't put it
yourself.
up there. That company that filmed me that day.
It. Thank God.
So what happened was
like the amount of things that need to fall into place.
Yes, and people think I made a lot of money off that video. I made no money off that video.
Shit off that.
Because I signed a little piece of paper for $25, and so they own that video. I got Top Ramen and Gas, and they got all the views of that video. But I got my career.
Door open. Yeah,
I got my career.
For sure.
So anyway, I start getting these messages, taking meetings with people, and I got a new agent. I didn't have an agent. I got a new manager, like all of these things. And this is coming off like I was an extra and everything.
Yeah.
And at this point, it was like I was done being extra. I was on unemployment. My unemployment checks had run out. Like I was at that season in my life where like everything was saying, "Hey, you tried, but it's time to go back home to San Jose." Exactly. Like, girl, you gave it a good shot. Go ahead. And so
we're creeping up on 100,000 subscribers. It's all I've ever wanted for like the last decade is to get to 6 figures. So just fucking
subscribe.
Do it. I'm getting so sick of being the amount. I see all these other people getting 100,000 subscribers and they're getting their plaques and they're not even close to the level of KFC Radio. They're not Barstool people. They're just like, they just get 100,000 people somehow and we can't. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for you. So click the fucking button. And even if you don't use YouTube, you just have a Gmail account. You just sign in and fucking click subscribe.